champions.
Another big crowd making its way into Yankee Stadium, and they have one hope, that the Yankees sock it to the Tigers tonight in the Bronx. Curtis Granderson did last night. Kia Motors presents the Wednesday Game of the Week. The defending world champion New York Yankees against the Detroit Tigers in Game 3 of a 4-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with Paul O'Neill and John Flaherty, I'm Michael Kay. After losing 2 in a row, the Yankees came back last night, and they won a game 6-2. Also, they showed some power, and it started with Curtis Granderson, Paul, playing very well against his old team.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the old team or if just the minor adjustments he's made at the plate, but in the second inning yesterday, quick bat through the zone, drives one out, deep right center field, made some good defensive plays also. But again, later in the game, in the 7th, you look at Robbie Cano. This is the one that you're used to seeing. A little hanging curveball from a lefty. Robbie Cano, his 12th home run against left-handed pitching this year.
Now, if you check out the difference between last night and the previous 2 games, Stark, in 2 games, they scored just 1 run. Last night, 6. Last night, they hit 300. Last night, they had 2 home runs. So maybe they've straightened out their offense. Let's look at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Dustin Mosley certainly hopes the Yankees are going to score some runs. 2-2, 4.41. Bonderman will go for the Tigers, 6-8, 5.16. And John, Mosley last time out did not pitch that well.
No, he was a little shaky. It's probably the first time we have seen him struggle with his location. He's a sinker baller. He has a little cutter. But when he misses by a full plate like he does right there to Billy Butler, he's going to get hit hard. Change up a real good pitch, but he can't live up in the zone right there. Hit down the left field line, and the one swing that hurt the Yankees, the opposite field home run from Billy Butler, was a difference in Kansas City.
I'll tell you what, he's not going to give them 9 innings, so the Yankees are going to have to go to their bullpen, and that's not something that they're afraid to do because their bullpen has become one of their strengths. How much of a strength? When we come back with John Flaherty, we'll explain on segment 2 right here on Yes.
6, that's the number. 6 out of 10 Americans are now in debt. That's over.
Diabetes scared me to death. There's so much to learn. I just shut down. But Liberty walked me through it all. Like when I test at night or after I eat. Makes a big difference.
When it comes to your diabetes supplies, quality and reliability are important. That's why Liberty offers the AccuCheck Aviva meter. And it's the only meter and strip combination manufactured in the USA. If you're over 65, have diabetes, and are on Medicare, call now and we'll send you a free meter. It offers alternate site testing, so you can test on your arm. No more pricking your fingers, so it's less painful.
It makes a big difference.
And to make it even less painful, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies may be covered by Medicare. Join over 1 million others who have chosen Liberty Medical. Call now and receive a free AccuCheck Aviva meter. Plus, for a limited time, get a free cookbook when you join.
Call 1-800-273-9135. 1-800-273-9135.
Dish Network claims they have the same TV as DirecTV. Come on. When it comes to sports, it's not even close. Regardless of what they tell you, Dish Network refuses to carry MLB Network, Yes Network, MLB Extra Innings, and that's just baseball. So don't be fooled by Dish. Hands down, DirecTV has the most sports programming and exclusive packages you just can't get on cable or Dish Network. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
Yankees and the Tigers. That's John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay, and Paul O'Neill will rejoin us in just a moment. The first 2 years of Joe Girardi's tenure, what he and pitching coach Dave Island and bullpen coach Mike Harkey have done, they fashioned the bullpen out of something that wasn't so great at the beginning of the year. Right now, the Yankee bullpen turning into a strength in the last 20 games, 2-1 record, a sparkling ERA of 1.13. They've allowed just 3 home runs, and they've held the opponents to a 171 batting average. And John, last night was no different.
Well, last night is the formula that Joe Girardi would like to use. David Roberts Robertson in the 8th inning. You give the ball to Mariano Rivera. I really feel like the work of David Robertson has changed the bullpen in the last couple of weeks. A couple of weak fly balls last night. Handing the ball over to Mariano Rivera, number 42, gets a weak ground ball. Did not pick up a save last night, has 24 on the year. But that bridge to Mariano now has a couple of candidates. Java Chamberlain, Kerry Wood throwing the ball well, David Robertson. The bullpen is now a strength at the end of the year.
Now, Yankee fans have been happy to welcome back Johnny Damon. They want good things for him, but not against the Yankees. They want the guys in pinstripes to do well. That's been happening. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, next on Yes.
Office lady waiting to be set free. Set free. Now watch your hero man with a delivery. I want my WB. I want my WB. I want my WB. I want my WB. Low prices, free delivery.
For the WB Nation.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Yankees fans, you still have a chance to buy full season ticket plans to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium for the remainder of the 2010 season. Great locations are still available and include 2010 postseason options. For information, visit Yankees.com or call 718-293-6000. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
It started with two simple words, and now it's time to join in. Announcing the Claim Your Mazda Summer Sales Event. Enjoy the high resale value of Mazda 3 or Mazda 6, the driver's alternative to Camry and Accord. Right now, lease a 2010 Mazda 3i Sport 4-door for $159 a month for 36 months with $1,753 due at lease signing. So why compromise? Claim your Mazda. Offer ends August 31st.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Domino's. Order an inspired Domino's pizza at Domino's.com and track it all the way to your front door with Domino's Tracker. By IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. And by Acura. Acura Advance. Kind of an overcast early evening here in New York City. The Yankees have taken the field. Dustin Mosley is taking his warm-up tosses, and that signals us to let you take a look at the Tigers starting lineup, which is presented, as always, by our good friends at Lexus. Austin Jackson, the former Yankee farmhand, plays center, leads off, batting second, playing second, Ramon Santiago. Ryan Rayburn in right field will hit third. Cleaning up and playing first base, Miguel Cabrera. Johnny Damon, the DH, bats fifth tonight. Johnny Peralta in shortstop is going to bat sixth, batting seventh and playing third base, Brandon Inge. Alex Avila is the catcher. He's going to bat eighth and batting ninth and playing left field, Don Kelly. Let's take a look at the numbers on Dustin Mosley. 8 games, 4 starts, 2-2. Hit per inning, 17 strikeouts, 12 walks. Opponents hit .268 against him. And now let's take a look at the scouting report on the Yankee right-hander.
Well, more important, I mean, with the news yesterday on Andy Pettitte, I mean, Mosley's starts become much more important to see if he's going to be somebody you can count on. And lucky 7, this is kind of unusual. He's only one of 7 Yankees to start a game this year, which a lot of teams can't say. And no rain. I don't know if that's my scouting report or his, but his last start, a very unusual start. He's in Kansas City, ended up giving up a home run right before the second rain delay. Actually cost him the decision, came up with a loss.
He is ready. So is Jackson. Let's do it. Here in the Bronx, the first pitch is a strike, and we are underway. Well, Eric Cooper did not call that a strike. It's low, so it's 1-0. There's a strike, and the count 1-1.
And Paul, you mentioned that last start in Kansas City. That was really the first time we had seen Mosley struggle with location. He is a sinker baller who can work the corners. He was kind of lost at the beginning of that ball game. Actually found it in the second and third. The first inning was kind of rough.
Almost looked shocked when you saw the replay of him giving up that home run that went off the foul pole. Just didn't make sense to him.
That's going to be a base hit. But a great play by Pena made it close.
You were on your game. You called that before he even made the throw. You made the call at first base before he even let go.
Very close to being wrong.
Jackson gets out of the box in good shape, just out of the reach of Mosley, but a nice play by Pena to make this close. Beats it by not even a half a step. Goes with the glove, a nice transfer and a good strong throw.
Wow.
Quick, he got that ball out of his glove and made a good throw.
Here is Ramon Santiago playing second base. Carlos Guillen is on the DL after that takeout slide, which was clean by Brett Gardner, ending Monday's game. And Jim Leland, forget about me saying it was clean. Jim Leland, the manager of the Tigers, an old school guy, said that Gardner had nothing that he did wrong in that slide, and Guillen got hurt, and he's on the DL. So they called up Will Rhymes to replace him.
Santiago last night had a couple good at bats. One of them he laced to left field, and that's what you have to do against a sinker baller like Mosley. Good matchup for Santiago. You're talking about Jim Leland. I mean, he's a guy that would want the same thing done on his behalf by his team. I mean, you're just out there to win games. You have an opportunity to break up a double play, to try to, extend a game in the 9th inning. You do everything you can as a base runner.
Keeping Austin Jackson close.
It was a late slide from Brett Gardner, and I'll tell you what, the impressive part, Guillen really hasn't played the field the last couple of years. You can see the contact, but a good strong throw to complete that double play.
Runner goes, swung and a miss, throw to second, got him. Posada guns down Jackson, and Cano makes the tag.
It doesn't get much better than this for Jorge Posada. Jackson doesn't get a great jump. He peeks in, probably a hit and run that Santiago swung right over the top. But if you're Jorge Posada, comes out, good shape, stays low. Nice four-seam carry right on the bag, an easy tag for Robinson Cano.
1-1. Hit sharply and through for base hit. Let's take a look at that tag at second base by Cano, and we'll have it on the Coors Light freeze cam. And freeze it. There you have it. Before he hit the bag. Good call by the second base umpire, Ted Tickner.
We've heard that name before from game one, huh?
Home plate umpire. I said Ted, it's Todd, I'm sorry. Posada gunning down Jackson, snaps a streak of 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts against Mosley so far this year. Count 1-0 on Ryan Rayburn. Count 1-1.
Well, nothing against Ryan Rayburn, but this is where they really miss Maglio Ordonez in the middle of this lineup. Rayburn hit a big home run the opening game of this series against Javi Vasquez. We've seen 3 different number 3 hitters in the 3 games here. Brennan Bosch the first night, Johnny Damon last night, Ryan Rayburn tonight.
Rayburn batted 6th on Monday night, had a 2-run home run in the second inning. This time he might have a double play. There's one. And there's 2. An inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. Yankees get the Tigers no runs, 2 hits, and nobody left on base. 10-pitch inning. Tigers nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat.
Did you know that the Kia Sorento has best-in-class V6 horsepower? Did you know the Sorento is a top safety pick? Did you know it comes with advanced technology? And do you know which competitor offers all of this, plus third-row seating? The CR-V or the Equinox? Answer is neither. The Kia Sorento. The more you know, the better it gets. And right now, lease the Sorento for $239 a month.
Why is travel these days about what you give up and not what you get? Like electricity for gadget power at your seat. Room to stretch your legs and your wingspan. Food when you're hungry. and taking off your shoes only if you feel like it. These aren't luxuries, they're basics. Get them back on Acela.
Amtrak Guest Rewards members earn up to 9,000 bonus points this summer. Details at Amtrak.com.
Well, Mosley gives up 2 hits in the top of the first, but a caught stealing and a double play erases any problem. So now it's the Yankees' turn. The Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner, the left fielder, will lead off. Batting second and playing shortstop, the captain, Derek Jeter. Mark Teixeira at first base will hit third. Cleaning up and playing second base, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher will DH tonight. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth, catching, Jorge Posada. Curtis Granderson in center field will hit seventh. Batting eighth and playing right field, Austin Kearns, and Ramiro Pena, the third baseman, will bat ninth. Let's take a look at the numbers on Jeremy Bonderman. 21 starts, 6 and 8, 5.16. About 10 more hits than innings pitched. 90 strikeouts, 36 walks. Opponents hitting .274 against him. Now let's take a look at the scouting report.
Well, on his way back, I mean, he returns to the Tiger rotation this year, but after missing almost a year and a half with the surgery that he had. But he's not a Yankee fan. I mean, he's lost 6 out of his last 7 decisions against the Yankees, and rough road. He hasn't pitched well on the road this year either. He's got a 6.45 ERA in 9 road games this year. So if the scouting reports that I took a whoa.
Right. Brett Gardner promptly takes first. That wasn't in your scouting report.
No, but if the scouting report holds true, it should be a good night for the Yankees. Doesn't pitch well against the Yankees, doesn't pitch well on the road.
You see Joe Girardi's going to go out and have a conversation. First pitch right in the right ankle.
Doesn't throw a good first pitch. I mean, everything's setting up right now.
Now Jim Leland is also coming out, and he's going to talk with the home plate umpire Eric Cooper. And I think that the benches were warned after that, which doesn't make sense.
Tell me something, Flesh. When you, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's the first pitch of the game, but when you are warned, do you realize that as a catcher and you do call a different game?
It changes your pitch selection for sure. I mean, and I think most of all, you have to realize if you have a pitcher who can throw the ball in and not be wild, maybe hitting some people, I think Mosley can do that. But the thought is definitely in your mind.
Now, let me throw this at both of you guys. We keep saying, and Jim Leland said it was clean, was that retaliation for Gardner taking out Guillen.
You know what? Every once in a while, a player will feel that he needs to do something, and there's the warning. You see it. I mean, it wasn't a talk. There was a warning given. But, you know, I don't know. What do you think, Flash?
You know, that's the only thing you could relate it to with Brett Gardner, but hard to believe. First pitch of the ball game. Wouldn't you wait to maybe a different spot?
That one inside as Jeter showed bunt. And now becomes a game of chance with the umpires. Okay, that was inside. Did he do it on purpose? I mean, so the umpire has to become a mind reader.
Well, you have to do, if you're an umpire, use common sense. I mean, you get frustrated when some of these umpires see a ball up and in. They automatically think you're throwing at somebody.
But here's the question, though. Let's say that they did that on purpose. They thought that Gardner's slide was late. Guillen's injured. He gets on the DL. And Bonderman hit him. Why get involved and warn people? That's how the game is played. You police yourself.
Right, and I can't think that Eric Cooper would know that coming into the game, that something that happened a while ago. First pitch has got to kind of surprise you. How do you immediately come right out from and start warning people?
Well, Michael, you mentioned that's the way the game is played. That's the way the game should be played, where you police yourself. Umpires stay out of the way. Let the pitchers, the opposing clubs, take care of it.
Now let's take a look at the defense behind Bonderman. It's brought to you by Mercedes. You've got Kelly, Jackson, and Rayburn left to right in the outfield. Inge, Peralta, Santiago, and Cabrera third to first. Avila behind the plate, and then Bonderman is on the mound. One. There's a strike. This afternoon, Tampa Bay beat Texas 8-6. Swept the Rangers, Tampa Bay did, down in St. Pete. So now the Rays hold a half-game lead over the Yankees. Yankees win. They return into a tie atop the American League East. And Boston's playing the Angels at Fenway, just underway. Garrett tries to hold up. He cannot, according to Chad Fairchild. and he will go down on strikes.
Well, Bonderman's a different pitcher now than he was early on, but he still has enough with the fastball. You see the American League East standings. Yankees a half a game behind with that win this afternoon. Take a look from the side. He doesn't throw 95, 96 anymore, but he can throw the ball in with a little bit of movement. It looked like Derek swung.
There's Mark Teixeira, and there's a strike.
Guys, that series in Tampa raised your eyebrow a little bit. I mean, the Rays sweeping the Rangers. The Rangers obviously a very good team.
You know, the Rays got off to that unbelievable start. Then they kind of, you know, just went pale for a while. And then all of a sudden now they're hot again, and you know it's going on pitching, but it is that time of the year where you do start to think about who you could possibly play in the playoffs. Yeah. And you come out and sweep the Texas Rangers, as good a team as they are. Really boost your confidence down there in Tampa.
Well, this ends a streak of 8 games against the top teams in the East for the Texas Rangers. They split with the Yankees. They took 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox, and then they get swept by Tampa Bay. And the thing that has to be disturbing to the Rangers, in 2 of those games, Cliff Lee didn't pitch well. Yankees came back against him, and so did the Rays. Runner goes. That one is driven deep to right field. Rayburn back, looking up. See ya! 2-run home run off the bat of Mark Teixeira, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
The best thing you could do as a teammate, if you think one of your guys gets hit on purpose, is make him pay for it. You know, Gardner was on the run there, but you know, Mark Teixeira goes up for one thing. Looks like a little cut fastball that didn't quite get hit on the inside part of the plate. Absolute no doubter to right field. Good sign for the Yankees. Teixeira, I mean, with A-Rod out of the lineup, you know, if he can go through another one of those little power streaks, Granderson swinging the bat well. I mean, good things for the offense.
27th home run overall, now has 88 runs batted in. That's his 8th home run in the last 12 games at Yankee Stadium.
Ooh, that felt good even in slow motion, you know that? Wow.
That one is driven deep to right field. Does it have the height? Yes, see ya! A laser home run into the short porch. Back-to-back home runs by the Yankees. They lead 3-0.
Robinson Cano got a hanging slider last night, hit his 22nd home run of the year. Here's a fastball in. Bonderman tries to sneak it in there, but Robinson Cano just too quick, beats him to the spot. And not as high and far as Mark Teixeira's, but it may be a little more impressive. This ball is a line drive bullet out of here. Back-to-back home runs.
Every once in a while, you need just a little wake-up call. And I mean, when your first guy gets drilled like that, all of a sudden, you know, there's a little intensity on the end. You see a couple of home runs, and good things for the offense.
Pitch to Swisher is a strike. That's 17 home runs now allowed by Bonderman in his last 14 starts. Count 1-1.
Talk to people around the Tigers about Bonderman. You know, you remember a couple of years ago, just a hard thrower, mid-90s, power slider. Now it's more low 90s, relies on a little bit of movement. The slider is his best pitch.
You talked about the surgeries coming back, Michael. The thoracic outlet compression syndrome, which has to do with his ribs. And it actually kind of blew up his arm by not. Don't ask me.
A blood clot, I think.
Yeah. And, you know, almost a year and a half out with coming back from this. But, you know, he's made his starts this year, but he's not back to where he was pre-surgery.
You know, I actually caught a guy in Tampa, Ryan Roop. I don't know if you remember this guy, but he in Cleveland had the same situation, was pitching, was throwing a no-hitter for 4 innings. And he said his hand was blown up like a balloon, couldn't feel anything. Turned out that night after the game, it was the same thing. Had a rib removed.
Wow.
Was never the same after that.
Count 2-2 on Swisher. Swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. Let's look at the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. 76 degrees, humidity 60%, not much wind. The forecast is humid and scattered showers. Well, that's going to bring up Posada. Jorge 4 for his last 25. Pitch outside. High fly ball, right center. Austin Jackson drifts over, and he makes the play. But the Yankees get 3 runs. Bonderman is a tough guy, and he hits Brett Gardner, and then he pays for it. A 2-run home run off the bat of Teixeira, and then back-to-back as Cano goes yard. 3-0 Yanks.
Do you know if you qualify for the credit card bailout program? If your credit card debt is out of control.
Easy is a key that you don't have to turn. Easy is a liftgate that doesn't require lifting. Easy is turning room for 4 into room for 7. Easy is a rear view in front of you. The engineers at GMC designed the 2010 Acadia to make it easy. Good news, it worked.
It's the GMC summer event. Get the best of the remaining 2010s and get an Acadia with 0% APR for 60 months or $2,000 cash back at your Tri-State Buick GMC dealer.
New York Helps will help me become a music teacher.
Molecules are my thing. I'm studying nanotechnology.
New York Helps will help me study architecture and build the future.
New York Helps helped me to be the first in my family to go to college.
New York Helps is a state-sponsored, low-cost, fixed-rate education loan program helping students realize their college dreams. If you still have a funding gap after getting all available financial aid, New York Helps could be your best option. What's your dream?
Need a tax break? Come into Sleepy's today and save on everything in the store during Sleepy's tax relief event going on now. Get a Sealy, Simmons, or Serta mattress starting at $199. That's big savings on all the brands you trust, plus a discount equal to the state sales tax. You save 2 ways during Sleepy's tax relief event going on now only at Sleepy's, the mattress professionals.
Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
Brought to you by Mercedes. Gardner's in left, Granderson in center, and Kearns over in right. Infield, Pena, Jeter, Cano and Teixeira third to first. Posada behind the plate. Dustin Mosley is on the mound. It's going to be 4, 5, and 6 in the Tigers order. Cabrera, Damon, and Peralta. And honestly, the Tigers are hanging on the fringe of the Central. It doesn't look like they have much of a chance. Twins with a big win yesterday with Jim Thome, a walk-off home run. First walk-off home run in the history of the new Target Field. And he's had quite a year. He really has.
Did you hear his interview after that?
No.
A typical Jim Thome here. He's giving credit to the other team. He's giving credit to his club. He's giving credit to Thornton, who gave up the game-winning home run. He throws hard. Give him credit, but I put a good swing on it. You know, I get a little. Just everybody got credit for a big win in Minnesota.
He is an old country boy. I used to love to get to first base and just hear something because he loved to talk too.
Pitch to Cabrera is inside. Who was the best first base talker, Paul?
You know, Thome was up there just because, you know, the stuff that came out of his mouth was fun. It's just good old. There's another one.
Deep to left. See ya. Long home run off the bat of Miguel Cabrera. Ball's flying out of the Bronx tonight. It is 3-1 Yankees.
You know, he's just so good of a hitter. You keep saying we're going to bust him in because he went away the first night off of Java, and CC did a good job last night, but you know, Cabrera's a good hitter. He made the adjustment too. Every once in a while you get a feeling a team's going to start busting you inside. What do? You open up and hit one 400 feet. That ball, I mean, really is on the inside corner where he's trying to throw the ball. He's just a good hitter. Hey, when the fans got to chase him down the hallways, that ball's hit. You know that?
It was Johnny Damon, pitch high.
Look, that ball doesn't even land. It hits and just keeps going. Things ricocheting in the novelty shop out there.
High fly ball to right field. Austin Kearns will put it away for the first out. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
And the shot of adrenaline you got when you just hit a home run flash. You know, you try to keep it in the dugout, but you know, it does just give you a great feeling to sit there. Everybody wants to know what kind of pitch it was, and you know, you're trying to act real cool about it, but it's still pretty cool.
I thought it was only me. I mean, I never hit any home run. He's got 29. He's still
gets into it.
Line drive right at Jeter. Retires Peralta, 2 away.
What you like about Mosley, he will throw the ball over the plate, and I guess you give up a long home run, but he's not afraid of contact. It's his game. It's interesting you said in the scouting report, Paul, you know, he's a big starter now with Andy Pettit. Going to miss some more time. Going to lean on him for some valuable innings here down the stretch.
There's Brandon Inge. Pitch outside.
Michael, I heard you talking about a little bit on your radio show today that I mean, there's no given date. There's no specific date that you can count on Andy Pettit taking the mound, whether it's a big series or not. You don't know at this point when he's going to be back out on the mound.
And if he misses, let's say 2-3 more weeks, which I think is possible. What's that, 5 starts? Maybe 6. So, I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on Vasquez to rediscover his stuff, A.J. Burnett to continue to pitch well, Mosley to pitch well, and the one variable that's thrown in there that's a little scary, to the best of everybody's guessability, Phil Hughes has 31 more innings to throw. If you say 175 is the cutoff, so that's 5 games at 6 innings to start. So what do you do if he reaches that?
You know, that's in an ideal situation. I think it comes down to winning a division. I think that you know, that might be extended a little bit. I mean, you've got a big game, say the last week in Boston, and he's out of innings. Do you think you're going to start him and pull him after 5 if he's got good stuff?
Then you take it to another level. Maybe you have a wild card maybe locked up if Boston slips a little. If they don't, you can't take him out, can you?
No, I don't think so.
I'm with you.
3-2 on Inge. High fly ball center field. Granderson drifts back. He's there, and he'll make the play. But the Tigers get a run back, and they go the long ball route. 1-0 count, and Cabrera goes yard deep to left field. At the end of 1.5, 3-1 Yanks.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Don't miss Plush Whistle Night on Tuesday, August 17th, when the Yankees play the Tigers. The first 18,000 fans in attendance will receive a plush Yankees whistle, courtesy of P.C. Richard & Son. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
If you were a candy man with eyes made of gumdrops, a heart filled with marzipan, then I'd tell you so soft that I wouldn't share, 'cause no one can have you but me. You're so sweet, you're so sweet.
Sweet Million is sweeter than sweet, which is sweet. Sweet Million from the New York Lottery. Your best chance to win $1 million for $1.
Acura engineers gave the luxurious TL standard leather, moonroof, and Bluetooth. There's also a 440-watt multi-channel sound system designed by Grammy-winning recording engineer Elliot Shiner that stores thousands of songs on a hard drive. Available with the technology package, the Acura TL. Discover it in a test drive.
For attractive summer lease rates on the 2010 Acura TL, visit your local dealer today.
Hey, it's time for the Toyota text poll. Tonight's question is Bobby Thompson's shot heard around the world the most historic walk-off home run in baseball history? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply, and your choices are 1 yes and 2 no. I vote yes. There's Curtis Granderson. There's a strike. One quick thing in finishing up the point about Phil Hughes. He's at 134, so if you go to 175, which everybody guesses is the number, that's 41 more innings. So that gives you a little bit more room. There's a high fly ball left field, and Kelly puts it away. An interesting conundrum for the Yankees, though. Brian Cashman has said it, that when the team makes a playoff, or if the team makes a playoffs, the clock starts all over again, which I understand. But if they need to pitch him and he's out of innings, why wouldn't you start the clock there? You have to get to the playoffs, right?
Didn't you always hear there's no clock in baseball? It makes it pretty special. Again, I think the situation might end up taking care of itself.
Right.
I mean, the Yankees could be 6 games up by now, and you could do that. Or, you could be on the brink of not making it, and then your players have to play. That's just the way it is.
See, that's an interesting point, though. I mean, if the Yankees and teams in baseball feel this, if they feel they're really jeopardizing the future of their pitcher, do you jeopardize the future of your pitcher to make the playoffs that year? I mean, if you feel that strongly about innings limits, then there really can't be a deviation from them. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in Brian Cashman and Joe Girardi's shoes on this.
Well, I agree, but I think you have to look at how the pitcher is throwing. Phil Hughes went through a little tough stretch where you could say, you know what, maybe he's fatiguing. His last couple outings have been pretty good. Ball's jumping out of his hand better than it was. So I think you got to kind of go start to start down the stretch and just pay attention. Does he look like he's worn out?
See, right there, he was thinking about it. See, it looks a little worn out. He's thinking about the same thing. I got 41 more innings. How am I going to use them? Huh?
And he's had such a good year. I mean, you want to run him out there. 2-2, grounded to short. Peralta will get Kearns for the second out. I mean, he's 14-5. Now with Andy out, that's the Yankees' second best starter then. Here is Ramiro Pena. Used last 5 starts, 3-2, 3.77.
All right, Michael, and here we go. What's that word you use? Conundrum?
Conundrum.
Here's the next conundrum.
Right.
All right. Now you got A-Rod. Is he out 2-3 days, or is this a week or 10 days? So that, it just, there's a lot going on in that clubhouse that is going to play out. You hope that it's just a minor strain, which they said yesterday, but again, that calf thing can be tricky.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the conundrum is, do you sit him out for 10 days now, make sure he's healthy, or do you have him sit out 2 or 3 days, and then if he re-injures it, then you're in trouble?
Yeah.
I mean, he's so valuable to this team. You want him in every single day, but not at the risk of not having him later. Same thing with Andy.
Right now that you're at a point where, you wait a couple days, but you get to a point of 4 or 5 days and it's not getting better, then you got to pull the plug there too.
But then let's take it a step further. If you can have Robinson Cano and Mark Teixeira swinging the bats like they have delay, Mark finally gets it going a little bit tonight, but Robinson's been good. Then there's not as much pressure.
Right.
Got some guys in the middle of the lineup who are locked in.
3-0. There's a strike.
It's so much easier to make the decisions up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, our job's not on the line if we make the wrong one.
Well, I don't know if Flip's in the house tonight. John Filippelli, our job might be on the line. You don't know.
Count 3-2.
We were doing the pregame. I said it was like the principal sitting there watching you do your test or something. By the way, you were excellent today, Michael.
Thank you.
Stutter in.
Thank you.
Can't remember what you said, but you said some good stuff.
Principal inspired me. Here's a 3-2. Foul back. Bottom of the second here at the stadium. The sky beyond the scoreboard has a very strange color to it, kind of a pinkish blue as the sun is setting. I wonder if the apartment there has a decent view of the ball game.
I think.
Yeah, if you could see it, I guess it can see you.
It's higher than us. It's got to look in. At least see home plate.
Nobody's watching. That's a luxury box. So he walks the number 9 hitter, Ramiro Pena. There's some of that pinkish glow. And here is Brett Gardner. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning as home plate umpire Eric Cooper warned both teams. Count 1-0.
Had a good night last night going with the shoes again, Paul.
Brand new shoes, a little dirty, but they still got some knocks in it, I'm sure, for him. He's probably feeling good about it. You know he's boiling right now. Anytime you get hit, I mean, the ideal thing is just to hit a line drive right. Vapor, look at that. Wow. You just want to hit a line drive right back at him with my new Vapors on.
Gardner is 8 for 19 over his last 7 games at .421. How many shoes you go through a year?
You know, there's some guys that go through a couple pair a week. I used to probably 4 or 5 different pairs, and you would keep one pair that were kind of worn out to wear on the rainy nights, so you wouldn't, you know, if you had a new pair of shoes, you wouldn't ruin them. So you had a pair of mudders and then, you know, a couple pair of game shoes.
And the right fielder always seemed to be in the mud because that's where they would dump the water.
Absolutely no respect for the right fielders. Even when you went to Tampa in the dome when they were sweeping stuff, they sweep it out into right field. Yeah, it just didn't matter what ballpark you were in. The right field just doesn't matter. Still pretty though, isn't it?
High fly ball, right field, Rayburn back. And he'll make the play for the final out of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We played 2 here at the stadium. It's 3-1 Yankees.
Hope Week coverage continues on Yes. Tomorrow, it's the final leg of 4 as Phil Hughes and the Yankees look to finish off the Tigers in the Bronx. But before the Bombers take the field, check out Yes's pregame coverage, paying tribute to the incredible people honored during Hope Week. Pre-game coverage starts tomorrow at 12:30.
Only on Yes.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months with $40.78 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Hey, did you hear the one about the people that drove 2 hours out of their way to go to a casino when they could have gone to Empire City Casino at Yonkers Raceway, which is basically right next door? Neither did I.
Judge a book by looking at the cover.
What are we doing?
The Wave.
Huh? Why?
This is what they do at games. And IOTV carries every HD game for all 9 New York sports teams. And it's baseball season.
I love baseball. Oh, touchdown!
Catch every HD game of all 9 New York sports teams. With incredible HD picture and sound, IOTV brings you the best HD experience free.
The 14-piece fan feast at KFC. 14 original recipe or grilled drumsticks and thighs, 2 large mashed potatoes and gravy, large coleslaw, and 6 biscuits, just $19.99. Feed 6 for less than $3.50 each, with enough for leftovers. The 14-piece fan feast, just $19.99 at KFC.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 RX 350 for $449 a month for 36 months with $41.48 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Back here at the stadium, we go to the top of the 3rd inning and see from the T and the A in stadium a little bit of a rainbow. Wow, that looks great. Where's the pot of gold?
I was just saying, the pot of gold's in the North Bronx right now. Wow.
That's beautiful. Great shot. And what a perfect transition to Hope Week, which the Yankees have done great work last year and the first 3 days of this week. And we bring in our very own Kimberly Jones. And Kim, today a very special kid was honored by the Yankees, Mohamed Kamara. Tell me about Mohamed.
He's an 18-year-old, Michael, born in 1992 in war-torn Sierra Leone. By age 9, he was the breadwinner in his family. He'd go to seek food for his mother, who was ill, and his 5 younger siblings. His father was absent. Mohamed, who likes to be called Mo, remembers finding mango trees and being scared to climb them, but knowing he had to. He'd take the fruit back home and hope that the rebels hadn't scared away his family, or that they hadn't been desperate and gone looking for food while he was away. So he had to grow up fast. And 6 years ago, Michael, as the war subsided, he made a difficult decision to join his aunt and uncle who live in an impoverished area of the Bronx. He was seeking a better life for him and his family. Michael, he still provides for his family in Sierra Leone. He is a caddy at Montami Golf Club in Alpine, New Jersey. He caddies every day. He doesn't have school, rising at 4 a.m. At first, he was the worst caddy there. Now he's one of the best among the 50 caddies. And every single dime he makes is sent home to Africa in hopes of making it a better life for his siblings. His mother, in the meantime, has passed away, and he did not have the money to go home for her funeral. And by the way, that commute to Alpine, New Jersey, 5 hours total a day, two trains and 2 buses. This is a kid, Michael, who grew up fast and knows the definition of hard work.
All right, so what did the Yankees do with Mo today to honor what he's done with his life?
Well, they gave him a fantastic day. He was joined by Jeter, Sabathia, Granderson, Timms, Brian Cashman, and Reggie Jackson. He has an interest in business. They went to the New York Stock Exchange. They then headed to City Hall, where he met with Mayor Michael Bloomberg. And finally, they went to the UN, where they toured the General Assembly. And they also met with the permanent representative of Sierra Leone. Marcus Timms told me that Mo's face lit up when he met with the representative, knowing how much his homeland still means and always will mean to him.
And a beautiful ending to all of this. And obviously Mo ended up here at the ballpark today, but he was kind of offered a job for next year, right?
That is right. He will be an intern next year at the New York Stock Exchange. An awesome opportunity for a kid who has a partial scholarship to attend Johnson & Wales University in Rhode Island, and who, like I said, wants to major in business. And I said to him, as I did an interview with Mo and Derek Jeter, I said, I think you're going to be so successful in business. And Derek corrected me. I think he'll be successful in anything he chooses to do, the captain said.
Austin Jackson goes the other way. It's run down by Kearns. Great story, Kim, and a great job by the New York Yankees. We'll hear from Kim again in the post-game show. Thanks a lot, Kim.
Thank you.
So congratulations to Mo. Congratulations to the Yankees. And that rainbow means something, I would think, as the Yankees lead 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the third.
I've had 4 Toyotas. My family has had 9, 10, 11 Toyotas, and I think at one point we had up to 15. It's just been an incredible value.
While the value of a Toyota may last, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And now at your Toyota dealer, you can lease a new 2010 RAV4 for just $179 a month, or choose the 2010 Highlander. You can lease one today for just $259 a month. Toyota, value to move you forward.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Don't miss Ford Fiesta Night on Friday, August 20th, when the Yankees play the Mariners. The first 18,000 fans in attendance will receive a limited edition miniature collectible Yankees Ford Fiesta, courtesy of Ford. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
Now's the time to get out there. Because at Jeep, we pledge to give you adventure. We pledge to show you more. We pledge to bring freedom within reach. And with our Pledge Plus program during the Jeep 10 event, we'll make your payments for 60 days when you finance a 2010 Liberty, Compass, or Patriot. And if you change your mind, bring it back. Now lease a rugged 2010 Jeep Wrangler Sport for just $259 a month for well-qualified lessees. I live, I ride, I am. Jeep.
Hey, let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. One more game against Detroit, and that's tomorrow at 1:05. And 3 games against Seattle, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. Then on the road again, 3 games against Toronto at Rogers Center, a day off on Thursday. And then the Yankees have 3 against the White Sox, who might be desperate by that time. They need to win some games. So we go to the bottom of the third. Derek Jeter leads off, and the pitch is inside. 1-0. Couple of home runs for the Yankees, accounting for their 3 runs, a 2-run shot and a solo shot, and a home run by Cabrera of the Tigers. A solo shot accounts for the Tiger run. There's a ground ball to short, and Jeter is out for the first out of the third. Hey, congratulations have to go out to Yankee owner Hank Steinbrenner and Hank's Yanks, a group of 18 and under New York City kids that Hank Steinbrenner has put together to play in Long Island's baseball heaven. Now, the children on the team come from a wide variety of backgrounds, and Hank's Yanks are going to play against a team sponsored by Mariano Rivera in what will be the first Bosses Cup for the New York City Championship. And the game's going to be played right here at Yankee Stadium on Thursday, August 26th at 12 noon.
Are we announcing that one?
I think you are.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's on your schedule.
That's my first play-by-play?
Absolutely. I think Hank wants you to do that.
Who are you rooting for? Hank's bunch or Moe's?
I think you got to root for the boss.
All right, I'm with you. Pretty neat story, though.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's going to be a big thrill for those kids. I remember I played at the old stadium when I was in high school, one of those all-star games. You come to Yankee Stadium, doesn't get any better than that.
And I got to go to Plain City, Ohio in my all-star game. You got to go to Yankee Stadium? Come on.
Teixeira rips one foul. Now, how about this? The New York and the Boston media get the thrill of playing at Yankee Stadium before Yankee Red Sox game, and then they play at Fenway Park. Well, Mark Feinsand, the beat writer for the New York Daily News, ripped his calf muscle, and he's in a walking boot. And I just told him, I said, Mark, they don't pay. You don't play. What are you doing? It's over. You're too old. Can't do it.
Well, he said that our own Jack Curry made a bad throw across the diamond that cost him, that he had to move. So he was blaming Jack for the bad throw.
You know what? I witnessed a couple of these games. They're good. I wish I'd have done play-by-play on those. Those are good.
So he had a move, and that ripped the calf muscle.
Ripped the calf.
Well, that lends a lot of questions, which we won't get into. But well, he's in a walking boot, though. It's been a while.
Hey, injuries are hitting every team now, you know. Got to fight through them.
Mark's working, though, so that's important. The 3-2. Grounded foul.
Is Clapp still the star pitcher for the Yankees?
Clapp pitches, absolutely. And how about that dedication? Last year, pitching in the semi-pro league, a line drive shattered his eye. He had all these surgeries, and he still will not go off the mound. He just loves the game so much. I mean, major surgeries he's had.
You got a lifetime average in that game, Michael?
Oh, I've got an average.
Yeah? Does it start with 0?
No. I don't think it starts with 0. I did okay.
Did you?
I did all right. I think the best, I had a double. Hit a double right center at the old stadium.
Now, when you walk and somebody walks behind you, that doesn't count as a double. Do you actually hit the ball?
Oh, then let me reconsider. Boy, is Teixeira making Bonderman work.
You ever go deep in BP?
Oh, please.
No?
Lucky to hit the ball.
The Green Monster, how short it is.
Did you ever hit the Green Monster?
Yeah, a couple times. BP.
This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat. High fly ball. Rayburn can't see it. He has no idea where it is, and it bounces into the seats for a double. You can see the color of the sky right now. It's going to be tough to pick up the baseball, and Rayburn had no clue.
I mean, this is all you can do right there. You see it's just is smile, because you have no chance. The ball goes up, you get a jump on it, and then it disappears into that rainbow that we were taking a picture of, and you just do not pick it up. You can see right there, no chance. Uh-oh, here. And then you just never have enough reaction time to get there.
When you don't see the ball, is there that fear that you're going to get hit in the face?
No, it's the fear of not catching the ball. I mean, you're out there for one thing when you're on defense, is to catch fly balls. And, you know, this is what the pitcher, you can't hold them responsible. If you can't see the ball, a ball's hitting the sun, a ball's hitting the lights, or it's hitting into, it is a tough sky tonight. There's not much you can do as an outfielder.
Here's Cano. Pitch outside. Hey, they give him a double. The fielder doesn't touch the ball, that's a double.
And there was always a time in the game that, you know, the high sky you don't see well, and you would scream in. I'd scream in at, you know, Knobloch and Tino to, you know, I don't see it real well right now. Point it out. They also know that, they might have to come out on a short fly ball at that point. You see the ball better in the infield than you do the outfield, obviously, with that sky.
John never lost a ball behind a plate, ever, no matter what the color of the sky.
Never lost him, just had trouble catching him. It's my least favorite play behind the plate was a pop-up.
Yeah, especially when they're hitting the catwalks and stuff down in Tampa Bay.
The 2-0. 3-0.
Bonderman doing the smart thing here, pitching around Robinson Cano. A couple of sliders, a changeup off the plate. First base open.
I don't know, you remember, if you're a baseball fan, but I mean, Bonderman was an overpowering pitcher. Mid-90s, good curveball. You said it, Flash. He's not the same pitcher he was, but trying to work his way back to be there. I mean, he's much more of a pitcher now than he was back then.
And he walks Cano. Rick Knapp's going to come out, and he's made a lot of trips so far in this series. He wants to settle down Bonderman. And you wonder how much it unsettles a pitcher when he thinks he gets the second out, and all of a sudden you can see the look on Bonderman's face. And, you're supposed to pick up your teammate, but there's going to be a natural inclination maybe to just get down and maybe let down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
I almost covered that up today. Just see if you could do that. Huh?
No way.
No?
No. You did it once beautifully.
It's my highlight of the year so far. Flash, did you tune in that night?
I missed that one. I missed that one. How did disseminated go?
It surprised me when it came up. That's why they say you should pre-read before you throw it out there.
See Nick Swisher not happy with home plate umpire Eric Cooper, and we saw a couple of these last night, Paul. The high strike. Hitters are not used to that being called a strike. We also talked last night, a little tennis elbow going on with Nick. Really has to concentrate on backing the ball up. Does not want to be fooled where he extends and is off balance.
That's the second one, and as a hitter that drives you crazy because you think he missed the first one, which he probably did, and then all of a sudden it's almost like you get another one, you expect it, and here you are in a count with 2 strikes. You don't feel like the pitcher's even thrown a strike yet. And that ball, I mean, that's a borderline high strike by the rules, but it's just not a pitch you see called as a hitter.
2-2.
And you get so frustrated, and it's obviously the wrong thing to do as a hitter, but you get so frustrated you almost feel like you're hitting against the umpire instead of the pitcher in counts like these.
And the count 3-2. Yankees up 3-1. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jorge Posada is on deck. Swisher hitting .347 with men on base this year, and this is his 86th full count of the year. And he swings and misses for the second out of the 3rd. Let's take a look now at the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Jeremy Bonderman made his first start against the Yankees on June 1st, 2003, a game that turned into a 17-inning marathon. What Yankees pitcher picked up the win in relief?
I should know that. I was in the stadium that night. 17 innings. I'd have to believe I might have had a part in that one. I don't think Jorge Posada went the whole way.
I did not call that game because I would remember it if I was up here for 17 innings.
Remember it. You'd be complaining about it 7 years later.
No way, man. You just no. You sent me out to. You just hanging me out to dry here.
Paul, you talked about Bonderman and how much he has changed. A 3-2 slider to Nick Swisher, not giving in. Just can't rear back and try to throw it by some people. More finesse. Trying to get these Yankee hitters to use their aggressiveness against them.
Grounded right side. Fielded there by Santiago, and Bonderman is covering, and that's going to do it. Score that a 4-1. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We played 3. 3-1 Yanks.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's Bottom Line Sales Event. Get to a dealer now for a $199 lease on Altima. Hurry, this event ends soon, and that's the bottom line.
Every night when we're doing that pregame and every night we're doing that postgame, we're trying to make it better than the night before, because that.
See them boys? They got NFL Sunday ticket. Been watching the Eagles game on their phones and laptops since they got here. No respect for their surroundings.
Ma'am?
Be right there, Shug. Here you go, fellas.
Watch entire games live on your cell phone. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket to go.
Attention diabetics on Medicare.
Hello, I'm John Fox. You may know that I'm a professional bass fisherman, but you may not know that I have diabetes. It's never slowed me down thanks to the good folks at Liberty Medical. I've been a Liberty Medical patient for years, and I've relied on them for all my diabetic needs. And if you call now, you'll receive a free meter. It's easy to use with fast results. Even the shipping is free, and Medicare may cover the cost of your other supplies. Liberty Medical keeps you on track by delivering diabetic supplies right to your door. They even take care of the paperwork, file your claims, and send you a free meter.
Call right now and they'll send you a free diabetic cookbook.
Diabetes doesn't have to slow you down. Join me and over 1 million people who trust Liberty Medical.
Call Liberty Medical at 1-866-277-2823.
On how to book your next private event at NYY Steak, please contact Mary Gerges at 646-977-8041, or you can log on to nyysteak.com. It's a different world, John Flaherty, when Paul O'Neill's around.
It's amazing. I've noticed the last couple of nights.
Don't even give it to me. Look at this. I mean, they said like I got anything to do with this.
You have total juice. When you're here, people want to make you happy. Everybody else, doesn't matter.
Extra pizza last night. NYY steak tonight.
Nice little, you know, it just said on the, wow.
That's ahi tuna tartare. This tomato and mozzarella salad. You got a 26-ounce long bone ribeye.
Now you sound like a maitre d', man. What are you doing?
20-ounce New York strip, sesame crusted ahi tuna. Tuner.
Are you
That's
from
a New
Australia?
Yorker. That one is foul. And NYY Steaks surf and turf, au gratin potatoes, and a double layer carrot cake. That's all for you.
Let's go through this menu. What are the things you don't eat half of the food in the world? What do you eat?
All right, I'll take the steak. Right there.
I know you'll take this.
No, I don't like carrot cake.
No,
that's all yours.
All right.
Hot shot right at Cano, and Ramon Santiago
definitely made this trip complete. Thank you very much for.
Look, they even carved the bone out for you, Paul.
It's awesome.
Oh, there's that mozzarella.
I hope my wife's not watching, because I come home and complain about, you know, she goes out to a nice dinner and we're getting nothing up here, and then I hope she's not watching this.
You're going to take it to NYY Steak. Here's Ryan Rayburn. And there's a strike. 3-1 Yankees. Need a couple of innings off now, Paul?
I was wondering if he probably would miss me, right? If I went back there and tied into a little bit of this.
Definitely would miss you.
This kind of reminds me of last night. I mean, all of a sudden, the first couple innings, you throw a bunch of runs up, and then all of a sudden, it kind of settles down for a while, and you just kind of wait to see, which team is going to make the next break.
I'll tell you what, very quietly, Mosley, gave up that big home run to Cabrera, but pitch count in great shape, throwing a lot of strikes, looking comfortable, rebounding from his last start.
Got away with one there. That ball ran back out over the middle of the plate, but again, it had movement. The ball's moving. The ball's supposed to be away and ends up running right back over. You see a little more than an average swing right there.
And the 1-2 inside, 2-2.
I always tell that hesitation with the pitcher where they want to pitch, and right there that ball's borderline inside.
And the count 3-2.
Paul, you face a guy like Mosley and you just can't get big off him. Even here, a 3-2 count, with Rayburn, you're thinking, oh, I might get a pitch to lean on, but it's probably going to have a little sink. It might have a little cut. Could be a changeup. A lot of thoughts going through your mind as a hitter. A sinker.
See that guy right there? That is the new Rutgers basketball coach, Mike Rice. That's his wife Carrie and his daughter Katie and his son Michael. Coached at Robert Morris before getting the Rutgers job and happens to be a Fordham alum. That one's fouled back and out of play.
See, that explains it all. Fordham alumni will get on this telecast at some point, Paul.
Right. Or if you have a sign that says my name on it. Those are the things that get you on.
Does it?
Yeah.
Now, it's funny when people are shown on TV, it's just a matter of time for somebody texts them, and then they start reading the phone, and then they know they're on TV now.
Swing and a miss. Rayburn down on strikes. Yep, they got the call.
There it is. Doesn't take long. I got a son who plays basketball. You listening to me? He's a little point guard. He can shoot the lights out.
And the pitch to Miguel Cabrera is a strike. Cabrera with a long home run is first time up, leading off the second. 29 homers on the year. MVP type of season.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the type of the game where, you're up 2 runs. You're going to get to see Cabrera swing the bat. I mean, there's no way to pitch around him. I mean, you're ahead in the game, and you saw his first at bat. I mean, you're going to pitch to him, and you see what happens when he gets a hold of one.
Well, he's seen 4 pitches, 3 fastballs, and a little cutter on the outside half. It does have the home run. Mosley not shying away. That's why I kind of think I like Mosley a lot, Paul. He's not afraid to throw it over the plate.
That one is driven deep to right field. Going back, Kearns looking up. See ya. Another home run for Cabrera. And the Yankee lead is 3-2.
I tell you, you're just getting a look at, one of the better hitters in baseball. And you see why is because he can reach right field. He can reach left field. I mean, that's an 0-2 pitch, not leaning out, just put a good swing on it. Just a great hitter with unbelievable power.
Get a look and see where this pitch ends up. Posada setting up off the plate. Little cutter. He hits this down and away with outstanding plate coverage, and that's not a cheapie. That's a legitimate home run.
Yeah, again, this ballpark right here would fit him to a T. I mean, right field is just so reachable for him, and you saw when he pulls the ball, no ballpark can hold it.
His 30th home run of the year. That 4 straight years of 30-plus home runs for Cabrera. Obviously, this is August 18th, so he's far from done. He might hit 40. Crowd cheering as the fans threw the ball back out on the field. 18th career multi-home run game for Cabrera.
See, that ball got a little bit of the plate. It's kind of a breaking ball or a cutter that he was trying to run back out over the outside corner, and when it reaches a little bit of the white of that plate, it becomes a home run up for Cabrera.
Damon slaps one the other way, and that ball snared.
That was T-Rock. Did you see the game when I was here when T-Rock made the play of the day? Oh, just outstretched and caught his hat with the other hand. Ended up on ESPN that night as one of the top 10 plays.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Damon. And a count 3-2. Here's that play.
Here it is. Watch this. Just out of nowhere. Outstretched, catch like it's nothing. Look at that play. The day T-Rock became a star.
And Johnny Damon works a walk. And working with pitchers, John, when somebody hits a home run like that, now he's victimized them twice. How tough is it not to be affected by it to the next batter?
Oh, you're definitely going to be. Well, you're talking Johnny Damon.
Yeah.
You're affected by it, but like I just mentioned before that home run, what you love about Mosley is he'll throw the ball over the plate. He didn't miss by much there. Just missed with a 3-2 breaking ball.
Okay, let's say he's in there when Cabrera comes up again. How does he go after him then? He's tried a couple of ways.
Tried inside, you tried down and away, and I just think at this point you pitch off the plate, and if he wants to expand the strike zone, you let him. We talked about it with CC last night. Don't let Cabrera beat you. At this point, Dustin Mosley has probably seen enough.
And also the way the Tiger lineup is constructed tonight, there's not that much protection because Johnny only has 7 home runs. So if you walk Cabrera in front of him, Johnny might double him in maybe if you don't make your pitch, but you're not going to get punished. Early in the year when they played the Rays, Joe Madden, the Rays manager, actually walked him to load the bases.
It's a Buck Showalter move.
Yeah, he's not afraid to do some different things there in Tampa.
Swung on a miss, runner goes, and Damon with a stolen base.
Tell you what, though, this is the best I've seen Jorge Posada throw in a long time. The ball coming out of his hand in good shape, gets some good carry. Damon gets a decent jump. It'll be his 8th stolen base of the year, but a pretty good throw and a tough pitch to throw on, down and away. Like a good call.
Count 2-2. Stolen base for Johnny Damon. 382 for his career.
Get over it. Johnny Damon has compiled some pretty impressive stats over his career. Hits wise, runs scored, stolen bases.
Ground ball right side. Grabbed there by Teixeira. He leads Mosley, and that'll do it. But the Tigers score a run on the Cabrera home run. He has 2 home runs on the day. Both Tiger runs. Inside pitch, he drives to left field. Outside pitch, he drives to right. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-2 Yanks.
Here we are. The place I was telling you about, man.
That's right. TGI Fridays has a new Caribbean menu. Hurry in for a free $10 Fridays gift card when you buy 2 Caribbean entrees. Only at Fridays.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 IS250 all-wheel drive for $349 a month for 36 months, with $34.89 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Every day, it's getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day, it's getting faster.
AT&T and BlackBerry have teamed up to evolve the smartphone. Business meet fun. Fun, business. AT&T. Rethink possible.
If it was simply about money, every bank loan would be a guarantee of success. At GE Capital, loaning money is the start of the relationship, not the end. I work with players every day. At GE Capital, we succeed only when they do.
Awesome! Yes!
We've got to get you out of the office more often.
My turn to drive.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months, with $40.78 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
First pitch to Curtis Granderson is low. No, they call it a strike count, 0-1. Granderson, Kearns, and Pena against Bonderman. Count 1-1. Grounded softly to first. Cabrera steps on the bag, 1 away. Time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Jeremy Bonderman made his first start against the Yankees on June 1st in 03, a game that turned into a 17-inning marathon. What Yankees pitcher picked up the win in relief? And the answer is David Wells, 5 2/3 innings in relief.
It's like a trick question. That's a starter that's coming in relief in a 17-inning game. Boomer Wells.
And we get word that John Flaherty did not play in that game. Posada caught all 17 innings and hit the game-winning home run.
What date was that game? In June? Wow. I had a couple of months to make an impression on Joe Torre, and obviously the impression I made was not very good. I couldn't even get in a 17-inning game.
Yeah, but he hit a game-winning home run in the 17th.
So he's a smart manager, huh?
So in other words, if you would have come in the 16th, we might still be playing. Is that what you're saying?
Wow. Wow.
It's been a long 2.5 games already, hasn't it, Michael?
I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the food. Here's the 1-1. Count 2-1.
Flash didn't. The only thing Flash missed when he came to play with the Yankees is he didn't get to call games and get me out. It was like I could tell when I walked to the plate, Flash loved to get me out.
Loved it.
Absolutely just dug in back there.
I love preparing the umpires. Don't let O'Neill get you tonight.
Uh-oh. Swing and a miss with the bat going to the backstop.
Starting to see some different swings from the Yankees here in the 4th inning against Bonderman, throwing some change-ups, a little better slider. Settled down after that rough first inning.
See Gene Lamont and Jim Leland right there. I mean, those guys have been through a lot of baseball together all the way back into Pittsburgh. Leland was the manager with the Pirates. I was actually talking to Jim Leland today about the 1990 playoff we had when I was with the Reds against the Pirates. One of the better playoffs I ever was a part of. And I tell you what, back then it was before the wild card and everything. He had one big series, and that was a good one.
2-2. Missed outside. Bonderman wanted that one.
Well, he's not getting off the plate. He's been getting up in the zone. Eric Cooper not going to give him off the plate away. It's out.
And Austin Kearns walks. This moment in Yankees history brought to you by Johnny Walker. We go back to 1983. The Pine Tar game resumed with Ron Guidry starting in center and Don Mattingly at second base for the final out of the top of the ninth. Dan Quisenberry retires the Yankees in order, and they lose 5-4. Demand greatness in every sip and every season. Johnny Walker, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees. Billy Martin was protesting in his own way. That's why he had a left-handed Mattingly playing second, and Roy Smalley there, and Greg Nettles, Winfield in left, and Ron Guidry in center.
Look at this. I mean, Cap's got number 46 on his back there. I didn't know that.
That was the initial,
huh?
Yeah, that was his first number.
Wow.
Count 1-0. Pena walked in the second inning.
Flash, you ever play any other positions other than catcher?
A couple innings of first base gave Jason Giambi. And
I mean, in the minor leagues, you never.
Third base.
Third base.
Third base a little bit. Not a whole lot.
1-0. 2-0.
Put it this way, catching was the best spot for me. Slow, couldn't hit a whole lot. Call a game, throw somebody out. Hang around for a few years.
That one is ripped into right center. It's a base hit. It's going to split the outfielders. It's going to roll the wall. Kearns rounds third. He'll score. Pena's going for three. A stand-up RBI triple. And the Yankees lead 4-2.
You know, every once in a while as a hitter, you hit against the scouting report. And the scouting report right there, we're going to see after a while. But this ball is up in the zone, and he drills it to right center field. And you see the defense, there's absolutely nobody out here. Played Pena to go the other way. And as a pitcher, sometimes that hurts you. That ball got up. Pena put a good swing on it. You see absolutely nobody out in right center field.
Infield is in with Gardner at the plate. Bonderman from the full windup. There's a line drive left field. It's a base hit. That's going to split the outfielders. Kearns or Jackson cuts it off and holds Gardner to a double and an RBI, and the Yankees lead 5-2.
Got to feel good for Brett Gardner, who got hit by a pitch leading off the game for the Yankees. Infield was drawn in. He gets a pitch up and just slaps it the other way. It's going to be an RBI double. I was mentioning Bonderman was getting some funny swings from the Yankees. Now all of a sudden that slider and that fastball is flattened out a little bit. Ramiro Pena takes advantage, as well as Brett Gardner.
Here's Jeter. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And the pitch inside.
Well, Flash, we were just talking in that 3-1 game. You just kind of waiting to see what team's going to break through for. Well, it's been the Yankees in this inning, and you're right. He's missed with a couple pitches. That sinker kind of flattened out and just tailed, and completely different pitch to hit, especially for a left-handed hitter.
Grounded to third. Inge gets Jeter for the second out as Gardner stays put at second.
Derek, his last two at bats, kind of pulling open a little bit on that little cutter. Ground ball to short, now a ground ball to third. Unusual to see this front hip and everything pull out this way for Derek Jeter, usually driving the ball back up the middle, rolling right over the top.
Here's Teixeira, home run and a double. And the count 1-0. And the count 2-0. Left-hander throwing in the Tigers bullpen. And it's Brad Thomas. 3 lefties, 5 righties for the Tigers in their pen. The 2-0. And the count 3-0.
A little cutter maybe down. Mark Teixeira just sweeps it out of here into the second deck for number 27.
Hot shot and off the glove of Cabrera, trickling in the right. The throw gets by everybody. Here comes Gardner. He will score. Teixeira moves to second, and the Yankees lead 6-2 as the Tigers get sloppy.
Well, Brett Gardner's speed. Start thinking even with Cabrera knocking this ball down, he had a chance to score from second base. See, it's a hot shot on Yesmo. Heats up Cabrera, ends up in short right field. Santiago comes up thinking that Bonderman's going to be at first base. He is not. The catcher, Avila, tries to make the play, and Brett Gardner will score easily.
We'll see if they give Mark a base hit. An error has to be scored. Bonderman late getting over there. So Santiago is probably going to get an error, and that's going to allow Gardner to score because Gardner had stopped at third.
Gardner's moving on the ball, but then, you know, you're going to use your third base coach here. Now you read it. Now you see that there's nobody back. Easy run scored. And again, the key to that play was Bonderman coming off the mound and hesitating. If he gets to first base, I don't think he gets to Teixeira, but the ball's probably caught. And you've got first and third instead of Gardner scoring and the man on second.
No base hit for Teixeira. It's an E3. He reaches on an E4, allows the run to score.
That's a tough error. Absolutely whistled it. I mean, just too hot to handle for Cabrera. And again, I don't know if that throw would have got him at first base anyway.
Now 82 errors for the Tigers this year. Twins are best in the American League with 47, unless they committed one yesterday. But it led the American League with 47. One up, 48 now. And the Yankees are second. So 82 for the Tigers. Yankees have 53. Twins have 49. Driven into right center. Rayburn is there, and he'll make the play. But the Yankees get 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 big errors, and 1 man left. We play 4 here at the stadium. Yankees are up 6-2.
Something in the water!
This Friday.
They're coming!
Don't miss the movie critics are calling fun, sexy,
You haven't seen anything yet.
and scary. Piranha in 3D. Rated R.
For years, food companies have been doing some pretty crazy things to make their food look good in ads.
None of it does a thing to make the pizza taste any better.
So starting now, Domino's is changing the way we photograph our pizza.
With pizza this good, you don't need all that nonsense. You just need sauce with a little zip, plenty of real cheese, and a garlic seasoned crust.
In fact, we're so confident in our pizza, we want you to shoot our photos. Just order up 2 mediums and 2 toppings for $5.99 each and send us your shots.
Domino's, what you see is what you get.
The Rockies run down the length of America like a backbone. And for almost 140 years now, that's where we've brewed our Coors Banquet beer, using only Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. That's something we refuse to change. And that's what having a backbone is all about. Coors, the banquet beer.
Lake Victoria, where the party never ends.
Shoot something in the water!
This Friday, it's the movie critics are calling fun, sexy, and scary. Corona in 3D, rated R.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Let's check the Angels and Red Sox at Fenway. Angels went ahead on a Howie Kendrick RBI single in the top of the fourth, but then bottom half of the inning, Bill Hall gets it right back. Solo shot off Scott Kazmir clears the monster, his 16th of the year. They're all tied at 2 in the bottom half of the fourth at Fenway. Now back to Michael, Flash, and Paul.
Thank you, Bob. Top of the fifth inning here at the stadium. It's Yankees 6 and the Tigers 2. And Dustin Mosley deals to Brandon Inge for a strike. The Kia scoreboard shows you 6-5-0, leading 2-4-2. Count 1-1. Now you see this up here, right? That's called the bug. So we want to wish our scoreboard bug operator, Pete Lombardi, the best of luck. Today is his last day, and he's going to go back to Ithaca College, where he's a senior. So good luck to Pete Lombardi. He's done a great job with the bug. He's got the score right there.
Who's taking the bug over?
I think that's your job now.
Yeah.
Brandon Inge is down looking.
Going to be minus a bug if it's up to me.
There's the bug. Gone.
Pete going back for his senior year. Didn't get much better than that.
Starting to notice how things just, watch your kids. Things start going a little quicker. They get through high school quick. College goes quick. Only means one thing, Michael. We're getting old.
Full speed ahead into the light.
Yeah. Oh, you look young today, though. You got your hair cut. I heard Kim Jones compliment you back there.
That's rare. Huh? She doesn't do that often.
Somebody told my wife yesterday, this is going to shock you, at Nordstrom's, they told her, I love your husband's new hippie haircut. He's grown it longer. So they love my fro when I showed up.
You got a little welcome back Cotter worker.
I forgot to get a haircut. It was 4 days away, You're all set to go, though.
Here's the 1-1. Count 1 and 2. There's that hippie haircut.
I look like a hippie, don't it? Huh?
It's longer than when you played.
There's something about this high def I really don't like. When you look in the prompter there.
The pitch is low. 2-2. HD is brought to you free by IOTV.
Free. We've talked about it before. There's not much in life free, but this is free.
And the 3-2. Missed inside, so Avila walks.
Mosley just got a few runs, had a big inning before. You'd love to see him go out, throw out that zero, get your offense right back up to the plate. You saw some of the body language last inning from Bonnerman, a little frustrated. Get him back out on the mound, you never know.
Pitch to Don Kelly is low. Wow, do you want to hear this, Paul? Just got a text from Bob Lorenz. Should I do it, John?
Of course.
He said, is Paul O'Neill's hair part of the line of Chia Pet products?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All the way from the studio. He's not even
he
here.
He must be alone there tonight. Jack Curry with him?
No, Jack's not with him? No.
See?
Too much time on his hands.
That's right. I'm glad we got a post game tonight.
That's the first time you've ever said that.
I know. I almost caught myself in the middle of it.
Kelly popped up to second. That was in the third. And the 1-1. Count 2-1.
Yeah, Flash, I know you told me before the game you liked it, and he just looks like he's under control. Doesn't look like anything's in a hurry. Looks like, and even after a walk, it's just signal everything's kind of under control.
You always get the feel you got one out here. You always feel like you can drop a little sinker in there, maybe a cutter, get a ground ball for a double play, and you always put yourself behind the play and say, how would I try to call a game for this guy? There's a lot of options there. If you're Jorge Posada, strike throwing machine.
That one is driven deep to right field. Going back, Kearns at the wall. See ya. A 2-run home run for Don Kelly. And the Tigers right back in it. The Yankees lead 6-4.
Well, Flash, you said it. I mean, the 2-sinker might get you out of the inning. Well, this was a curveball that laid out over the middle of the plate. It'll also open the phone booth over there. Just kind of hung there. And again, it's a good night for hitters. Ball's carrying.
You saw where Jorge Posada was setting down and in, and that ball kind of swung in or stayed in the middle. You see on the yes-mo out of the reach of Kearns. And Jorge looking for that curveball down and in off the plate, and it kind of just spun there middle. A happy zone for any left-handed hitter.
There's a strike to Austin Jackson. Jackson infield single in the first and a fly ball to right in the third. Now Mosley has allowed 7 home runs over his last 4 starts, which is a negative byproduct for the fact that he does pound the zone. He's going to throw strikes, and sometimes you're going to throw strikes and they're going to get hit out.
This Austin Jackson, I've done a lot of thinking with him because he's still a 300 hitter. We've talked about how many strikeouts he has, and I'm trying to figure out how he gets in these counts all the time. Is he taking too many pitches? Is he swinging through too many pitches? As a leadoff hitter, obviously you want to see some pitches and things like that. But he's a young hitter. But obviously, how do you get to the point of striking out that many times? Are you fouling the pitches off? Are you missing them? Are you just looking for too good a pitch and getting yourself behind?
Right back to Mosley for the second out.
If that thing's called the bug, what was that thing that just popped up on the right?
An icon.
An icon? You know all this stuff, don't you?
Yes, I do. Pitch to Santiago is low. Time is called. Watch this. This will impress you, Paul. Guys, can you put the graphic in now, please?
Wow. It sounds like we're at a home theater when that comes on. It's pretty cool.
The 1-0. 2-0. Johnny
Damon still sporting that do, huh?
More like a don't.
Did you think of that when you went into the barbershop today? Huh?
Not even for 1 second.
Be a good look for you. Well, Flash, the Yankees came through for 3 at the bottom of the last inning. All of a sudden, you give 2 back.
Drifting back, Gardner. And he'll make the play, and that's going to do it. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. That 1 hit off the bat of Don Kelly off a 2-2 count goes into the seats just over the try of Austin Kearns. We're halfway through. Yankees up by 2.
Did you know that the Kia Sorento has best-in-class V6 horsepower? Did you know the Sorento is a top safety pick? Did you know it comes with advanced technology? And do you know which competitor offers all of this, plus third-row seating? The CR-V or the Equinox? Answer is neither. The Kia Sorento. The more you know, the better it gets. And right now, lease the Sorento for $239 a month.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more, is now proud to be the official consumer electronics retailer of the New York Yankees.
The 14-piece fan feast at KFC. 14 original recipe or grilled drumsticks and thighs, 2 large mashed potatoes and gravy, large coleslaw, and 6 biscuits, just $19.99. Feed 6 for less than $3.50 each, with enough for leftovers. The 14-piece fan feast, just $19.99 at KFC.
During the Honda clearance event, you can save on any Civic, the most durable, longest-lasting car in its class. These offers are the only thing from Honda that won't last. It's called the Knock.
CBS FM 101.1 with your favorite songs from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. CBS FM 101.1, New York's greatest hits.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Nice look at Gate 4. That's where you walk right in, right in the middle. Bottom of the 5th inning, Nick Swisher leads off. And Dave Island is on the phone. On the Kia Motors scoreboard, 6-4. Yankees lead the Tigers. Popped up. Don Kelly makes the play. That was really up there. And there's one away. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. And by Blimpie, America's sub shop.
It's amazing how a 2-run home run changes a ball game. Now all of a sudden Bonderman's out there thinking, I got a chance if I could throw up a 0 in this inning. Gave up 3 in the 4th. It was a 6-2 game. Now all of a sudden 6-4, new life. See if he takes advantage of it.
Here's Posada. Yankees started the day in a flat-footed tie with the Rays for first place in the East, and they have already won. They won this afternoon, finishing a sweep of Texas. 8-6 today. Evan Longoria with 4 RBIs. And in Boston, the Angels and the Red Sox tied at 2 in the 5th.
Talk about Mosley giving up some home runs in his last start. And Flash, I don't know that, I mean, obviously you've seen it. It's that sinker every once in a while doesn't have that downward sink. It kind of tails. And when that ball tails, you know, it doesn't leave the barrel of the bat. It doesn't stay on the ground. And then that's where those home runs start popping up.
And Don Kelly got that rolling curveball down middle. Just an easy pitch if you make a mistake for a left-handed hitter. I haven't seen too many changeups from Mosley. I don't know if we're going to get an opportunity to see him come out for the 6th inning. It's been a pretty good weapon in some of his starts. Really didn't see it a whole lot tonight.
Jabba warming up here in the 6th inning to pitch the 6th. Posada to count 2-2. Here's an interesting note. Posada celebrated his 39th birthday yesterday. He became the first Yankee to catch a game at age 39 or older since Bill Dickey. And Bill Dickey caught his last game 6 days after his 39th birthday. So Posada will be the oldest man to ever catch a game for the Yankees. Now, he's also stolen 2 bases in his last 4 games. And he has not been caught in his last 10 attempts since August 2004. That is a hot shot to right field and Rayburn right there. And that's the longest current streak of any Yankee player. So Jorge's showing some speed. Tomorrow afternoon, the Bombers close out this series with the Tigers right here in the Bronx. Complete coverage starts at 12:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then John, Paul, George, Ringo, and I are back to bring you all the action. Tigers, Yankees tomorrow at 12:30 only on Yes.
I'm playing drums. I hope you're not singing.
I might. Here's Granderson. You think Posada has any idea that he has 10 straight stolen bases?
Oh, of course he does.
I'll tell you one thing. It's all in the jump for Jorge. He didn't even draw a throw last night.
Element of surprise.
Yeah.
I'm more impressed with the 39 years old. And, you know, you think back, Paul, and you came up a little bit before him. If you were 32 or 33, you were done behind the plate. See him still doing it at 39.
Still has a great attitude. I mean, I still enjoy talking to him on the field. He hasn't. As you get older, sometimes you lose your fire a little bit. Jorge hasn't. I mean, he still loves to compete, still loves to win. And, you know, I'm not obviously in the locker room like I was in the past, but I guarantee he's still a big part of the meetings, a big part of what goes on with this team. Jorge Posada has been one of those guys for a long time for the New York Yankees.
3-1 to Granderson. That one's driven deep to right. Going back, Rayburn looking up. See ya! Home run, Granderson. Yankees get a run back. They lead 7-4. Granderson showing off against his old team.
Well, Paul, you said it on one of the post games recently. You probably haven't been able to say it all year, but this guy's now the hottest hitter for the New York Yankees. Made some of those adjustments in Kansas City. Swings a little shorter, able to get on top. 13th home run of the year. It's got to be fun coming to the park if you're Curtis Granderson these days.
5th home run of this game. 3 by the Yankees, 2.
And the elbow in, and that barrel gets out to that ball quick, and you just hope that you know, this little change, you know, this shot in the arm of playing the team that you were with last year. You want to prove them wrong, and has really put him in a good mode.
Austin Kearns flies out. By the way, it was the 6th home run. 3 for the Yankees and 3 for the Tigers. Curtis Granderson goes yard. 7-4 Bombers.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event. Get to a dealer now for a $199 lease on Altima. Hurry, this event ends soon, and that's the bottom line.
Tired of having to use all these tools and chemicals to clean your home? Introducing the revolutionary Shark Portable Steam Pocket.
Attention diabetics on Medicare.
Hello, I'm John Fox. You may know that I'm a professional bass fisherman, but you may not know that I have diabetes. It's never slowed me down thanks to the good folks at Liberty Medical. I've been a Liberty Medical patient for years, and I've relied on them for all my diabetic needs. And if you call now, you'll receive a free meter. It's easy to use with fast results. Even the shipping is free, and Medicare may cover the cost of your other supplies. Liberty Medical keeps you on track by delivering diabetic supplies right to your door. They even take care of the paperwork, file your claims, and send you a free meter.
Call right now and they'll send you a free diabetic cookbook.
Diabetes doesn't have to slow you down. Join me and over 1 million people who trust Liberty Medical.
Call Liberty Medical at 1-866-277-2823.
Alex Rodriguez is the youngest player in Major League Baseball history to hit 600 home runs. To commemorate this historic event, Louis the Slugger, the official bat of Major League Baseball, and the bat that Alex uses, is releasing this historic full-size bat. The bat will have the Yankees logo and all of Alex's career highlights and his facsimile signature. The bat is individually numbered and limited. The full-size bat sells for $129.95 and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. To purchase this full-size bat, call BigTimeBats.com at 1-866-280-BATS.
In baseball history. You've been texting us at 58772, and here's how you voted. Overwhelmingly yes, 62%. Now there have been other walk-off home runs. Joe Carter.
Joe Carter's the only one I can think of.
Bill Mazeroski, which was a huge one. Aaron Boone, Kirk Gibson, but
Chris Chambliss had a big one here.
Chambliss, yep, against Mark Littell. Well, Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T, Rethink Possible, and a very early entrance for Jabba Chamberlain as he takes over for Dustin Mosley.
Talk to me, Flash. What are we seeing here? Did Mosley wasn't pitches? Do you just feel like, I mean, he's that confident in the bullpen that he's going to realize down the stretch he's going to have to win games with his bullpen?
Well, we're seeing Job in a different role, but I think the man on deck has a lot to do with it. 2 for 2 with 2 home runs off of Mosley. So you bring in a new arm. He also hit a home run off of Job the other night, so we'll see if that changes.
Swing and a miss.
You know what, Paul? I guess it comes down to, if you think about a number 5 guy in a rotation, you get 5 innings out of him, you give up 4 runs, you're probably not real happy about it, but you have a lead, you take it.
Sure. I mean, you're at a point now where the Yankees weren't last year. I mean, you're at a point where you're tied, where you're actually a half a game back right now as we speak. I mean, you've got to battle and win every single game that you can win right now. You got to add up numbers, and you don't have the luxury of having that 5, 7, 8 game lead where you can stretch guys out and kind of test them and learn them as a manager. But every single game is important now.
Now the Yankees don't feel much trepidation going to the bullpen. Why? Because in the last 21 games, the bullpen has thrown to a 1.13 ERA. And there are some reinforcements on the way. You've got Marte coming back. You've got Aceves eventually coming back. That one is driven deep to left field. Going back, Gardner turning, and it's off the base of the wall. Rayburn's going for 2. He's going to make it. Strong throw by Gardner, making it close. But Rayburn leads off with a double here in the 6th.
Well, not the way you want to be greeted from the bullpen. You see Jabba Chamberlain, kind of a hanging curveball, didn't quite make it out. Not a sharp break, but this is a one-time flash, and I'm sure you did it also. You're actually disappointed when you hit a double. You think you got it off the plate. A little late getting to second, too. Ball off the bat, you think that's a home run, and all of a sudden, oh man, it hit the wall.
Kicking it another gear.
Doubles are great, but home runs are even better.
Cabrera has 2 of them, but that one he grounds to Jeter. So they finally retire Cabrera after 2 home runs, 1 away.
Well, you saw a little different pitch there to Cabrera. That job, he hit him to slider off the plate. And this was actually a mistake. He was going away with a fastball. It fooled Cabrera too.
Damon takes high.
I watched Damon walk up there. You got a 7-4 ball game, and Johnny Damon had a couple of nice years, and a big year last year in this stadium. Keep the ball away from him. You don't want to give him that opportunity to sweep one into the seats in right field. You throw a slider, make sure it's down and in off the plate.
Fastball there, got a lot of the plate. And you look at that last at bat, and a lot of people say, that's just not a good piece of hitting. Cabrera didn't even move the runner over, but you've got one guy in this lineup that's absolutely doing everything for you offensively. You don't take the bat out of his hands and tell him to move that runner over. You try to get a pitch and try to hit another home run. So there are certain times where the manager, I can remember in the past, Joe Torre would whistle or something at the plate and say, hey, drive this guy in. Don't worry about getting him over. Managers know where their offense is coming from.
One-two. Bounced up there.
Told him to throw it down and in off the plate. It's a little lower than I thought. You're Jorge Posada. You're thinking, don't make a mistake with the slider down and in. Wow. It's blocked.
That might have been a 51-foot pitch.
I was going to say that's Little League right there, about 45 feet.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Well, let's see how he went after Johnny Damon, and the pitch-by-pitch brought to you by Suzuki Kazashi.
He starts him off with a fastball away. Johnny Damon had a pitch right there. Fastball right down the middle. Check swing there, but there's the dangerous one to get past. But then he came back with the one he was trying to throw. Gets a strikeout. Breaking ball down and in.
Here's Johnny Peralta.
Seldom do you see at bats, and I've said it over and over again, when you strike out, that you can't go back on tape and see a good pitch to hit. He took a fastball right down the middle of the plate and then ended up swinging at a ball down the dirt. But that's baseball. That's you go up there, you get certain things in your mind, All of a sudden you'll freeze on a pitch right down the middle.
Fly ball down the right field line, giving chase Austin Kearns, and makes the seats out of play. The 1-1. Fly ball shallow center. Late jump for Granderson. Did he make the play? Yes, he made the play for the final out of the 6th inning. Granderson was frozen and then comes in. And right off the grass, he makes the play for the final out as the Tigers waste the leadoff double.
You know which sedan has 8 standard airbags, 2 more than the Volvo S40, and a higher overall safety rating than the Volvo? You do now. The new Kazashi Sports Sedan from Suzuki. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
You know, maybe it's time we do a little window shopping.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Come on.
Where are you going?
Let's go.
I thought we were going window shopping.
We are. Check it out. It's the new windows.
Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see your beer is cold before you buy it.
Oh, that's cold.
You bet they're cold. Look at that.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Every day it's getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day it's getting faster.
AT&T and BlackBerry teamed up to evolve the smartphone. Business meet fun. Fun, business. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Do you know whose cars are so well built they come with America's #1 warranty? You do now. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
Friday on an all-new Forbes Sports Money presented by Fox Business Network. Executive heavyweights Randy Levine, Jerry Jones, Jonathan Kraft, and Sal Gautiotto sit down to discuss the state of sports.
These are evolving businesses, and they're adding ancillary businesses to them to make them more and more valuable.
And all-new Forbes Sports Money, Friday at 11, only on Yes.
Let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Fios TV, Internet, and Phone. It's time for Fios. The youngster had such a great rookie season last year, struggling this year. Rick Porcello will go up against Phil Hughes. Porcello from Jersey, 5-10, 5.53. Phil Hughes, 14-5, 3.94. Please note the starting time. It's a Thursday matinee, so we'll come on the air at 12:30 on Yes, and 1:07 will be first pitch.
Porcello actually had to go to the minor leagues for about 5 starts. Worked on his secondary pitches, say he's throwing the ball a lot better.
Work for Scherzer. Yeah, remember we talked about it. You go to Toledo, Ohio for a couple tune-up starts. You come back here throwing pretty well.
Brad Thomas takes over as Jeremy Bonderman's night is over. So Thomas will face Pena, Gardner, and Jeter. Pena has walked and tripled in a run. Also scored. Fouled away.
As you hear me say this all the time, if you're a bench guy, you know you're not going to get a lot of hits. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities. You want them to be the big hits, a triple, an RBI, a sacrifice fly last night. Getting some reps now. Alex Rodriguez with the calf problem.
You know what you want off your bench guys that you're describing, the guys that don't play a lot, is a great attitude. And every day you walk on the field, walk in the clubhouse, you look at Pena, he's got a smile on his face. Happy to be here, works hard in infield and batting practice, and you know he deserves to have some big hits and big games. I mean, that's what you look for in your bench players.
You know, I look up at the scoreboard, 215 batting average. That doesn't impress you. 23 hits, but 15 RBIs on 23 hits. You take that.
And the Yankees have gotten themselves into a situation. Their everyday players are so just that. They play every day. That Brian Cashman has been quoted as saying that it's very difficult to sign veteran bench guys during the offseason because nobody wants to play because they don't think they're going to get the bats that they'll need to get a job the next year after that.
It's so different than it was in the the mid 90s where we had guys, Randy Velarde, and Mike Stanley. I mean, they had good years and weren't everyday players.
Come home to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. This Saturday, August 21st, the Yankees take on the Mariners, and it's collectible truck day. The first 18,000 fans 14 and younger receive a Yankees collectible truck, the 6th in a series, courtesy of WB Mason. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. You can visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
In the truck that day, Michael?
Yep.
Oh, really? Just kind of thinking that as a wedding gift or something. Huh? Wrap up a little truck. I won't do it.
I'm registered at many of your major banks.
You take that.
And the Yankees have gotten themselves into a situation. Their everyday players are so just that. They play every day. That Brian Cashman has been quoted as saying that it's very difficult to sign veteran bench guys during the offseason because nobody wants to play because they don't think they're going to get the bats that they'll need to get a job the next year after that.
It's so different than it was in the the mid 90s where we had guys, Randy Velarde, and Mike Stanley. I mean, they had good years and weren't everyday players.
Come home to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. This Saturday, August 21st, the Yankees take on the Mariners, and it's collectible truck day. The first 18,000 fans 14 and younger receive a Yankees collectible truck, the 6th in a series, courtesy of WB Mason. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. You can visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
In the truck that day, Michael?
Yep.
Oh, really? Just kind of thinking that as a wedding gift or something. Huh? Wrap up a little truck. I won't do it.
I'm registered at many of your major banks. The 0-1. That one is laced into center field. Jackson's there. Two-way. Just know this one thing, Paul. When you come to the wedding, don't bring anything wrapped. Should be in an envelope, and then you'll be fine.
The one thing I do want to know is, what do we eat? You don't eat anything. There's no soup. There's no pork. What are we eating?
Well, there'll be food there that I don't eat. Don't worry about it.
No bananas, that's for sure. I've seen you eat pizzas. We might be getting Domino's, I guess. Huh?
There's a chance. Here's Derek Jeter, 0 for 3 tonight. Tipped into the glove of Avila, and the count 0-1. Jeter struck out in the first, grounded to short in the third, and grounded to third in the fourth.
He's pulled off tonight, and it's so noticeable when Derek does it because he usually never does. We'll see if he can get back on track a little right field, maybe up the middle.
Count 1-1. Count 2-1.
It's amazing how quick things turn. I mean, 2 days ago, we're talking about the Yankee offense. They've been shut out. Last night, you beat up on Verlander, one of the top starters in the American League. Tonight, you come out, first 6 innings, you've thrown up 7 runs. Some big home runs. So
slow roller in front of the plate. Thomas just gets Jeter. Final out of a 1-2-3 inning.
I got a feeling we're going to see this on Yesmo. What do you think?
There's a good chance as the Yankees go down in order, but we'll wait till we come back. Thomas fires to first. Wow. People say the dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. That's not what we heard during Hyundai Uncensored.
$200 a month for a lease?
$199 a month. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, is that what the price is?
This is a steal.
Oh my gosh.
I can do this.
That's good price.
Sounds like the dollar's making a comeback with the 2011 Sonata. It comes with Hyundai Assurance, including America's best warranty. And now, for a limited time, you can lease a 2011 Sonata for just $199 a month at your local Hyundai dealer.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. This is part of an aorta, the main artery from the heart. Smoking makes artery walls sticky and collect dangerous fatty deposits. This much was found stuck to the aortal wall of a smoker aged 32. Every cigarette is doing you damage. For help quitting, talk to your doctor or call 1-866-NY-QUITS.
When you put everything you've got into it, have the accolades to prove it, the only thing left to do is share it. The Ram Tint Event. Drive one without a payment for 60 days. And if it doesn't do everything you ask it to do, bring it back. Ram.
Or in lieu of 60-day offers, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on Ram 1500.
Yankees fans won't have to miss another game with live Yes Network games online wherever you go with Verizon Fios.
This one is gone.
Get the remaining season of live Yankees games for just $34.95. That's less than $1 a game. If you're a Verizon Fios TV customer with Fios Internet, just go to Verizon.com/yes to subscribe now.
Time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust at GE Capital. We prove that every day. So here's the partnership between Thomas and Cabrera. Did they get him? I can't tell from there, but I'm sure we'll go even slower. Can you call it from here, Paul?
Still tough there. You know, Cabrera doesn't even know. He's looking. Yeah, we're going to tell now. I'm going for at least a tie, and Derek Jeter's safe.
I agree. How about you, John? Tiebreaker.
Tie goes to the runner.
Jeter thought so, too. That was really close, though. I mean, we had to take 3 looks at it, so you can't really jump on Chad Fairchild, but that was very close. We go to the 7th. Yankees lead 7-4. And there's a new pitcher. You have Verizon, a wireless scoreboard. 7-6-0 leads 4-6-2. Boone Logan, who's done so well for the Yankees. He will face the bottom of the order, starting with Brandon Inge. Last 12 outings for Boone Logan, 8 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. His overall numbers are very, very good.
I think the biggest number you just mentioned, 1 walkover, was at 9 outings?
Yep. 12 outings. 8 2/3 innings.
That's been the difference for Logan. I mean, since he's gone down to AAA, came back, is pounding the strike zone, mid-90s, good slider. Just a lot of confidence now. You could tell by his body language out on the mound.
Hot shot, base hit. I have a question for you, John. This might fall under the conundrum category. What happens if when Marte comes back?
This is weird.
Is that what you think?
I almost said the same thing right before you said it.
Great minds.
Huh?
Great minds think alike.
I'm sitting way too close to you. You know that?
I've seen Boone Logan do it for too long now. I mean, if you're Marte, you got to come back and show Joe Girardi and Dave Island, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think Boone Logan keeps his job. Obviously, you're going to get Marte some opportunities, and if he pitches his way back into that position, fine. But it sets up for a pretty good problem having 2 good lefties out there.
So opportunities in the middle of the ball game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think you step back if you're Boone Logan. You've thrown the ball too well.
Yeah.
But what if Marte's ready to come off before they expand rosters? Well, what do? Who loses their job?
Boone Logan's not losing his job.
You ever see the 4-corner stall?
Yeah, he probably won't be ready before September 1st. And that gives them another 30 days. Who's going to be on a postseason roster? And maybe you carry 2 lefties. A lot of teams love to have 2 lefties.
Of course.
Depending on who you're going to play. I mean, you face a team that's Say you face Minnesota, who's, some of their top hitters are left-handed hitters. I absolutely would carry 2 lefties.
Count 1-1. Swing and a miss by Avila. Marte did not pitch well in the regular season last year. 30 games, or this year, 30 games, 4.08. And last year he struggled and was on the DL a lot. But boy, he was arguably one of the most valuable players of all 3 playoff series. He was lights out and a big reason why the Yankees won their championship. Ryan Howard came up. You knew that Marte was going to be there. And so many lefties on the Phillies. He was such a big part of that.
And that's where, the Philadelphia Phillies have some, Ryan Howard and Utley and guys that, they're going to hit everyday lefties. But, Marte doesn't have everyday lefty stuff. Sabathia doesn't have that kind of stuff. Pettit. Those are elite left-handers that absolutely shut down. Other than the big game that Utley had against CC, that just shut down their left-handed hitter.
The 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3. Avila down looking. Traveling this season, take the Yankees with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Looked like a slider is supposed to be away, and it comes across the inside corner. Home plate umpire Eric Cooper makes the call. You see spin, Paul. You think it's going away, and it just stayed right there.
Here's Don Kelly, another lefty. The Tigers only carry 3 guys on their bench, 3 position players, and 1 right-hander, and that right-hander is their other catcher. So you can't pinch hit right here. The other 2 guys on the bench are lefties, Brendan Bosch and Will Rhymes, who was called up today, replacing Guillen, who won on the DL. So Leland somewhat limited in the moves that he can make.
Well, you mentioned it earlier. 3 left-handers, 5 right-handers. That adds up to 8 in the bullpen. I mean, that's a long bullpen.
Count 2-0 to Kelly. Left-handers just 8 for 47 against Boone Logan this year. That's 170. And just 1 extra base hit of those 8 hits. He's a guy who took a trip down to the minor leagues and changed the way he pitched. He was much more aggressive in the zone when he came back. Bunted, third base side.
Great play.
And that's a base hit. Perfect bunt for Don Kelly. Hit a home run last time up and goes for a bunt this time.
And again, bunting off a lefty, a drag bunt, is not an easy thing to do. I mean, hitting lefties, you've got to stay in there, and to bunt, your natural reaction is kind of open up and run too quick. He stayed in there. Absolutely perfect bunt.
Well, Joe Girardi's going to go to a right-hander now with runners on first and second. That brings Austin Jackson up as the tying run. Stay here.
Last year, a $65,000 Lexus LS won the Auto Pacific Award for the highest vehicle satisfaction. Do you know which car won this year? You do now. The new Kazashi Sports Sedan from Suzuki. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
Welcome to the world of Laveza, where nature meets science. If you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or diabetes, you may also have very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood. It's a serious medical condition. Laveza, along with diet, effectively lowers very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Laveza starts with omega-3 fish oil that's then purified and concentrated. It's the only omega-3 medication that's FDA approved. You can't get it at a health food store.
Laveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, infection, flu-like symptoms, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste.
Ask your doctor about Laveza, the prescription that starts in the sea.
Right now, buy any new Suzuki car, truck, or SUV, including the award-winning Kizashi Sports Sedan, and get 0% financing for up to 60 months. Learn more at your local Suzuki dealer. Suzuki, the power of engineering.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Yankees lead this one 7-4. Teixeira and Cano back-to-back home runs in the first inning. Teixeira's was a 2-run shot. Cabrera has 2 solo home runs for the Tigers, and Curtis Granderson has a solo home run as well. Don Kelly, a 2-run home run for the Tigers, so 6 home runs in this game, and it's 7-4 Yankees, and the Tigers are threatening here in the 7th. They have 2 on and 1 out. Austin Jackson now against Kerry Wood. So Chamberlain pitched a scoreless 6. Boone Logan in the 7th, and now Kerry Wood in relief of Logan. Pitches outside. Wood's last 5 games, 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 4 walks too many, and 6 strikeouts. Those are the numbers combined with the Yankees and the Indians. Yankees got him in a deadline deal from Cleveland. He still has some life on that fastball, and the count 1-1.
Well, he seems to be getting better and better every time out. Even when he's missing, you mentioned the walks may be a little bit too high, Michael, but he's not missing by much. I mean, he's right around the strike zone. Good fastball, nice cutter, and the big curveball for a strikeout pitch when he needs it. Oh, I like it. He stands out there and doesn't play any games. It's like, here you go. Right. You're either going to get me or I'm going to get you. His attitude seems to be just what the Yankees need in that bullpen. Come out there and attack the zone.
You know, as a hitter, every once in a while, you know, you go back, put your gloves back on, and you dig in, you look out there, and that pitcher's already ready, staring at you. It's a feeling like, you know, he believes he wants this. Yeah, he can get you out.
Line drive, left field, a base hit. Brandon Inge will stop at third as Gardner comes up throwing, and the Tigers have the bases loaded with 1 out.
You can see a little frustration from Kerry Wood. I think he's going to be questioning pitch selection there. He threw some fastballs that beat Jackson, and then he wanted to go for the strikeout, throws a curveball, and it just kind of hangs middle, speeds the bat up of Austin Jackson and drives it into left field. And he thrown some fastballs that pretty much beat him, decided to go with the curveball, and it didn't work.
There's Ramon Santiago.
Again, the Yankees have come up with 7 runs, and all of a sudden, you know, your base is loaded to get big out right here. I mean, you know, you get an out for a run here, fine, but base hit right here just opens this game wide open.
And you always know where Cabrera is. Not on deck, he's in the hole.
One count on Santiago, who's 1 for 3 tonight. Bases loaded. That one is driven down the right field line, but it hooks foul. Angels lead Boston 5-4 now in the 6th inning.
You talk about his fastball and how much life it's got on it. You almost wonder if he can be that 1-inning pitcher where he can come in and just go after guys and then, you know, waste that curveball, or, you know, if you have a good curveball, obviously you can use it, but, you know, just not go away from that fastball right there. That's a little cut fastball on the outside corner.
2 away. Santiago down looking.
Can't do any better than this. A little backdoor cutter. A nice catch by Jorge Posada. Brings it back to the corner, gives Eric Cooper a good look. Well, yes, Mo, you're going to see a little flip of the wrist at the end. A little cut action on the fastball, a huge pitch.
Now you want to get Rayburn because the guy on deck is very dangerous. Miguel Cabrera. Rayburn is 1 for 3 tonight. Fouls it back. This is actually an interesting stat because we remember the Kerry Wood that struck out 20 as a Cub in one game. Wood's average fastball velocity this year is actually higher than any year in his career. And the only thing I could figure from that is that he threw so many breaking balls that brought the average down. But this is fastball velocity average, so I don't understand that.
Because a lot of his four-seamers we saw early were 93, 94, but you know these last couple were 89. Those are cutters, and they're not counted as fastball.
But also, Michael, going to the bullpen and throwing one inning, you're going to throw a little bit harder than as a starter trying to maintain that through 6 or 7.
But when he was a starter, John, with the Cubs, wasn't he at 96, 97?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Brian, you sure about that?
The 0-1. His average fastball velocity this year is 95.5, which is a very good station, WPLJ. And in 2004, it was 94. Weird. If Ryan says it's probably true.
He's a Fordham graduate. It has to be true.
The 1-1. Grounded foul. 1-2.
Well, heading the count here to Rayburn. I mentioned Cabrera on deck. You do not want any part of the Tiger first baseman. Runners on base here in the 7th.
Crowd of 46,479. Looking for a strikeout from Kerry Wood. Bases loaded. 1-2. 2 outs. Yankees up by 3. And Wood steps off.
I always wondered as a hitter, Flash, is that the pitcher's just not ready, or they want to change the pitch selection right there?
Maybe change the pitch selection, have a little second thought about what you were going to throw. That maybe not the right pitch.
He struck him out. And he is pumped up as he works out of a jam. For the Tigers, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Tailing fastball, maybe a cutter. And Rayburn swings through, and Wood is really into it. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Yankees lead this one 7-4, but we stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Thank you. Now Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
This is unlike any car you've ever seen before. This is power with efficiency. This is an interior that exceeds even the promise of the exterior. This is the all-new Jaguar XJ, the stunning result of taking a very different road.
Every 2011 Jaguar includes best-in-class Jaguar Platinum coverage with complimentary scheduled maintenance and no-cost replacement of wear and tear items.
What would you do for a Klondike ice cream sandwich? That's right. We said sandwich.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Hey, good news here at the Ford Model Year-End Sales Event. Greg and Shelley are having a baby. Not today, of course, but soon, which is probably why they're checking out the Ford Edge. Edge has quality that can't be beat by Nissan Murano. Also has great fuel economy and plenty of room for a new family to grow into. And of course, Greg and Shelley are going to get a great deal, which is exactly what they were expecting.
Now current competitive lessees can get an Edge all-wheel drive SEL for $229 a month, just $229.
What are you waiting for? Drive one.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Let's get back to Fenway now. Angels and Red Sox in top of the 5th, tied at 2. Alberto Callaspo off John Lack. He hooks one into the corner and right. That's a home run, 3-run shot. Angels starting to get away, 5-2, but then Boston comes back. Bottom of the 5th, Adrian Beltre, 2-run shot off Scott Kazmir over the monster. So 5-4, top of the 7th there at Fenway. Angels still leading. Meantime, White Sox and Twins all tied at 3, top of the 4th. Highlights and scores coming up on the postgame. Fellas.
Thank you, Bob. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-4 Yankees. And now I'm just wondering, as you see the Verizon Wireless scoreboard, John, you wonder if being thrust in the middle of a pennant race after not having been there for so long, what that means to Kerry Wood and how it brings him up to another level possibly.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. You pitch in Cleveland for a team that's struggling. All of a sudden you come here, you got the fans excited. And I love it, showing a little emotion after a big strikeout.
And he showed emotion for sure after that K. Teixeira grounds one foul.
You've talked about it. I mean, there's just a number of arms out there, and you see one of the hotter guys out there, Robertson, warming up now. But Kerry Wood's throwing the ball well. Jaba's throwing the ball well. Boone Logan. It's just such a difference of what it was in April and May.
Well, just think about this ball game, and you don't know, we still got a lot of baseball to go here, but you shorten the game for a starting pitcher, 5 innings, and then you say I can mix and match for 6 and 7, and then I feel good about Robertson in the 8th and maybe Mariano in the 9th. That's a luxury for a manager. You don't have to stretch out your starting pitcher.
Now coming into tonight, we showed you this in our open. 20 games at 1.13 ERA and opponents hitting 171 against them. And with a guy like Mosley, you don't expect to get 8 innings out of him, so you know you're going to go to your bullpen. He only gave them 5 innings, so they got to get 12 outs from out in right center field. So far, so good. And Mark Teixeira continues his hot night. He's on base for the 4th time. He's 3 for 4. The other time he reached on an E3. So a single, a double, and a home run. Tonight, throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Play of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates are number 1, Mark Teixeira, number 2, Robinson Cano, number 3, Miguel Cabrera, number 4, Brett Gardner. Vote now, make your voice heard, and standard text messaging rates apply. And Cano rips one into right field, but Rayburn is there, and he'll put it away. 1 down. So Mark Teixeira, who was hitless in his last 11 at-bats coming into this game, 3 for 4 tonight. And he is a triple away from the cycle. There's Nick Swisher. Nick is 0 for 3. That one is ripped down the right field line. It is a fair ball. It goes into the corner and bounces into the seats for a double. Tough break for the Yankees. If it stays in the park, Teixeira probably scores.
Well, you talk about all the injuries, but one that you know you got to feel happy about is Nick Swisher. He played last night, got a big hit, drove in some runs. Tonight, swinging the bat well. Guy that if you can keep in the lineup is going to continue to help.
It's kind of talked about it last night with Nick Swisher. You know, maybe in a weird way, that injury kind of makes him let the ball travel. You got to go the other way a little bit more. You can't try to get big and pull. Irritate that elbow.
I still marvel at guys that can go up there. Swisher, Posada, switch hitters. It's just, I was so far away from being able to hit a major league pitcher right-handed, and I'm sure you were to go up there left-handed. Yeah. It just seems impossible. Well, boy, it seemed like it'd make the game a lot of fun. Whew.
Well, they're going to take their chances with Granderson now as they intentionally walk Posada. Last time up, Granderson homered.
There's the infamous scouting report. Velocity. How many pitches does he throw? Where he likes to throw. What he likes to throw in pressure situations. It's all on paper. You just, as a hitter, I don't know if you'll always trust it. You know, this guy loves to go to this with men in scoring position. Then you go up there and you look for that and you don't get it. You know, it just drives you crazy.
Kurt is now hitting .226 against lefties on the year, so that batting average starting to creep in the right direction if you're the Yankees.
How about this stat with the Yankees this year? With the bases loaded, they are 53 for 129. That's a .421 batting average as a team with the bases loaded. And they've also hit 9 grand slams.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You see, Curtis Granderson had one of them June 8th. I always like to hit him on Utah Street. They just keep going, bouncing around out there against the warehouse. But I mean, these are the at-bats when you're swinging the bat well that you love. I mean, you know he's comfortable at the plate now.
And last 7 games, he's on fire. 360, 3 homers, and 4 runs batted in. Teixeira's at third. Swisher's at second. And Posada at first. So after the conference on the mound, Brad Thomas will go up against Granderson. Three hits on Monday night. 2 great catches last night, both in the first inning. And a home run tonight.
Seems like we've had a lot of these at-bats tonight where guys with, you know, bases loaded or a man on third, 1 out, got an opportunity to really break the game open. And it seems so far the pitchers have made their pitches. Big opportunity for Granderson to really put this game out of reach.
Pitch outside, 1-1.
See the Tigers shading Granderson a little bit the other way. Austin Jackson in center field, shading a little bit towards left center. And we've seen Curtis all year be a pull hitter, a lot of room in right center. Thomas makes a mistake.
Count 1-2.
Michael, you talked about it the other day. I haven't seen a center fielder all year really play as shallow as Jackson does. As he goes back well on the ball, you see a good pitch, a slider, cutter away, outside corner. Everything's been away. You see Jackson. This is the area that, as a hitter, you're really trying. That turned into an art piece, didn't it?
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Granderson down on strikes. Now Jim Leland trying to keep it here at 7-4 is going to mix and match. He's going to bring in the right-hander to face Austin Kearns. So Kearns, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight, he's going to come up with the bases loaded in 2 outs and trying to give the Yankees a bigger lead. Stay here.
Make a statement without leaving a mark. The new fingerprint-resistant Fusion X2 finish. An intuitive blend of style and substance. Just what you'd expect from the laptop expert. Visit laptops.toshiba.com.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line with bottom line offers on quality, safety, and value. Nissan's bottom line sales event. Get to a Nissan dealer now for a $199 per month lease on Altima or Rogue, plus $500 bonus cash. Hurry, this event ends soon. And that's the bottom line.
The Rockies run down the length of America like a backbone. And for almost 140 years now, that's where we've brewed our Coors Banquet beer, using only Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. That's something we refuse to change. And that's what having a backbone is all about. Coors, the banquet beer.
When your laptop goes to sleep, your connected music keeps cranking. Sleep in Music. Intuitive innovation built around the way you live. Just what you'd expect from the laptop expert. Visit laptops.toshiba.com.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the 2010 Honda Clearance. It's the only thing from Honda that won't last. By Lovaza. And by Mazda. Zoom, zoom. Well, Enrique Gonzalez will face Austin Kearns. Now, it shows you that Lance Berkman's just not right. They said there was a possibility that he could pinch hit today. If he could pinch hit, he'd pinch hit here. But the righty will go up against the righty. Gonzalez, you see his numbers. Yankees have the lead and looking for more. Nice block there by Avila. With the bases loaded against Gonzalez this year, opponents are 5 for 14. That's 357. Kearns would like to make it 6 for 15. And the 1-0. That one's driven deep to left center field. Going back, Jackson. Still back. And it's going to be one hop over the wall. 2-run score. A double for Austin Kearns. And the Yankees lead 9-4.
There's 2 balls right there. It's cost the Yankees 2 runs. Both of them bouncing out. But if you're Austin Kearns coming off the bench, good base hit, good swing. Michael, your stats held true. A little slider kind of backed up right over the middle of the plate. Good sound to it. Off the bat, I thought it had a chance to go out, but talk about Austin Jackson playing so shallow. These are the balls that he just can't get to.
Here is Ramiro Pena with runners on second and third and 2 outs. And now Jackson even more shallow in center field, as is Don Kelly in left. Remember something that our former colleague Jim Cott used to say. He wanted his outfielders to play in. He said, I'd rather you get those balls in. He said, if anything's hit over your head, that's my fault. If it falls in front of you, it's your fault.
Well, interesting. Pena had that triple, and he shot this gap here to right center. They haven't changed the defense. Pitch him away, play him away.
Count 1-1. Now Chad Godin replaces Robertson with a 5-run lead going into the 8th. Popped up. Brandon Inge will make the play for the final out of the 7th. But the Yankees get 2 more runs on 3 hits. 2 men are left. Let's take this baby to the 8th. It's 9-4 Yanks.
The 360-watt stereo delivers exhilaration. The race-developed suspension does exactly the same thing. The 2010 Acura TSX.
Did run a fastball in on the hands. That didn't work out. Home run number 29. Let's try the other way outside. That's home run number 30, and those are your Land Rover drives of the game.
Now the Yankee bullpen has been scoreless through 2, and now Chad Godin will take over as the team has a 5-run lead. Godin's last 3 appearances, 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. And those are the numbers overall.
Sound like a broken record now. These guys out of the pen, every one of them. Last appearance, no runs. Last appearance, no runs.
We've seen from Chad Godin is a better fastball. I mean, it's mid-90s lately. You're used to seeing him around 90, 91. All of a sudden, the velocity has jumped.
With his 2 home runs, he's moved into a tie with the Sox Paul Konerko, but Jose Bautista 37 and Mark Teixeira's 4th with 27.
.340, 30, and 98. Still in August.
Those are strong.
Ouch. Now, both benches were warned, and you just plunk Miguel Cabrera, and Eric Cooper's not doing a thing.
I think Leland's saying, hey, he's got to go. But, you know. You know, whether it's an intentional or not, when you've hit a couple home runs, you feel like it's intentional.
Now, in case you just joined us, first inning, first pitch from Jeremy Bonderman, he plunks Brett Gardner, and automatically Eric Cooper warns both benches. Well, how do you have a guy who just hit 2 home runs get hit, and after you warn the benches, that's not on purpose? And I'm not saying it is, but if you thought the first inning was on purpose, how's that not on purpose?
The mistake was you don't warn him in the first inning after the first pitch.
Right.
And then you don't have an argument here. You have nothing, and it still looks suspicious, but you saw Chad Godin's reaction, and you can usually tell with the reaction of a pitcher.
This is the first inning warning to both benches. After Gardner was hit, remember, Gardner had slid into Guillen to try to break up the inning-ending double play in the first game, and this is the first pitch of this game, and then he plunks Gardner. Now, this is Godin hitting Cabrera, and he looks, I can never read whether they did it on purpose. I mean, what do guys look for? I mean, is there something that gives away whether you did it on purpose?
I mean, he looked like he almost got away from it. And in a 5-run game where you're beating somebody, I just don't see that you would do that.
I don't either. But you know what, Michael? If a guy throws at somebody on purpose, usually he'll just kind of keep walking towards the batter with his head up. You know, almost like, hey, there it is.
Right.
And you can see Chad Godin, it happens. He looks down almost like that's not what I wanted to do. But we talked about Eric Cooper behind the plate.
Line drive, base hit into right field. Damon picks up a single as Cabrera advances to second.
We talked about it. Cooper behind the plate. Use some common sense if somebody else gets hit. And, you know, Jim Leland, in my opinion, has a very valid argument.
You can see Eric Cooper say, I got you, but he doesn't agree with him, but I got you, he keeps saying.
You know, and it's always said, and it's, you know, that the New York Yankees have much more to lose in a beanball war than a team that's 10.5 games out. And you hate to say it. You don't want anybody to get away with anything. But, you know, Jim Leland has every opportunity to stand up for his player there. I mean, here's your big part of your offense. It just got plunked. And in my mind and your mind flashed, it wasn't intentional.
Right.
But as a manager, you've got to sit there and make an issue here that it shouldn't have been a warning. My guy just got plunked.
Who hit 2 home runs.
Right.
Now he's complaining to the third base umpire, but the crew chief is Eric Cooper, the home plate ump. And this is something that Leland's not going to let go. And what we said in the first inning, once you issue warnings, then you have to become a mind reader, a seer that could say what somebody was thinking, and it's impossible to do.
You're at a point now where, you know, you're mad and you're going to get somebody. When you're 10.5 games out, if you get thrown out of the game, who cares? You know, again, your manager's hot.
I'll tell you what, it looks like they're going to let him go because they know he has a valid argument right here.
You know, umpires can't read minds, but what they could do is try to read the tea leaves. And that's what Cooper did in the first inning. You know, Gardner had that slide. Guillen's on the DL, so maybe they hit him on purpose. Okay, great. All right. Whether it's true or not, you could see what he was thinking. Well, guy just hit 2 home runs. Your guy got hit. He gets plunked. You don't read those tea leaves? That's what Leland's complaining about. The 1-2. 2-2. Oh, he's still going.
I mean, you love it, though, because here's a guy that, you know, it still has an unbelievable passion for the way the game's supposed to be played. And you, as a player, as an ex-player, just to see it, I mean, it's, you love it.
Now the pitch is outside, so it's 3-2. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And this game has had a lot of seesaw quality to it. There have been 6 home runs, a lot of drama, big plays, and you load the bases here, and Yankees might have to go to the bullpen again. And you've loaded the bases. A hit by pitch, a single to right, and a walk. And that's going to do it for Godin. Because now it gets serious again. The 5-run lead doesn't seem as significant. So Joe has to go and call on, I think it's David Robertson, to face Brandon Inge. Yankees holding 9-4 lead, top of the 8th.
Ladies, you want comfort galore.
My Fairhaven sofa and love seat is that and more.
You want tables.
You got it. And I'll even include lamps.
You want value.
That's the name of the game. What you see is what you get, only $9.99.
Ladies, you want choice.
Buy just the sofa and love seat, only $7.99.
Only is not strong enough. It's absolutely untouchable at $7.99.
Buy in-store or online at mybobs.com.
Our front door, our backyard, our pastime, our heart and soul. Blimpie has been a part of America's tradition for over 40 years. Our subs are made with fresh baked breads, quality meats and cheeses sliced to order, with tasty toppings and delicious dressings you love so much. Taste the difference freshness makes. Yesterday's traditions are still today's. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
On your next business trip, pack your Marriott Rewards Visa card. Get triple points every time you use your card at Marriott. Apply now and earn 22,500 bonus points when you use your card and enjoy a free night stay. So before you know it, work time becomes well-deserved downtime. Apply now at Marriott.com/free night stay. You've got staying power.
Tiger manager Jim Leland pacing, still hot, as the Yankees are trying to stop this right here. Bases loaded, so they bring in their 8th inning guy, David Robertson, who's pitched beautifully of late. And he's going to face the bottom of the Tiger order with the bases loaded and nobody out.
See the numbers for Robertson, pretty impressive after a slow start. You thought with that Kearns double with the bases loaded, this game was over. Now things getting awfully interesting here in the 8th.
You almost wonder if Eric Cooper had that to do over again, if he would have just thrown Chad Godin out of the game. Everything would have been just a little more smooth. I mean, this inning is going to go on, and then, but who's going to say what's going to happen down the line here?
Inge 1 for 3 tonight. Pitch inside, 1-0. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th inning, top of the Yankee order, Gardner, Jeter, and Teixeira. The 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. Count 1-2. The bullpen getting a close look. Out in left center. And the 1-2 inside. 2-2. 9-4 Yankees lead. Top of the 8th. Tigers threatening. The 2-2. Grounded. Foul. Boston now has jumped ahead of the Angels 6-5. Top of the 8th inning at Fenway. Tough season for the LA Angels. They're 8 games back on a 500 team, 60-60. The 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, said Chad Fairchild.
It's not going to make Joe Girardi happy, but a perfect pitch from David Robertson down out of the strike zone. You get a check swing. Thinking about a possibility of a strikeout. Looked like he held up. Get a better look here from the side.
3-2. High fly ball. Deep left. Gardner back on the track. He makes the catch. Tagging is Cabrera. He'll score. A sac fly for Inge. And the Yankee lead is now 9-5. So Inge flirted with a grand slam, but Gardner pulled it in on the warning track. So Cabrera, who got plunked to start the inning, gets a run scored, his 3rd run scored of the night. And here's Alex Avila. Strike. Robertson's last 17 appearances, 16 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 22 strikeouts, 9 walks, is not allowed to run. Now he did allow that inherited runner to score, and that is charged to Godin. The 0-1. 1-1.
You know, that was allowed out right there by Brandon Inge. He didn't miss it by much. I mean, it ends up just being a sacrifice fly, but very close to getting one out of here. Getting this game real close.
Quick turnaround tomorrow. Game 4 of this set. 1:05 start. And we'll have it on Yes starting at 12:30 with our pregame show. First pitch, honestly, right around 107, 108.
Should we call him?
I think so, yeah.
I'll go with that.
Phil Hughes against Rick Porcello. And the 1-2. 2-2. And there's today's starter. That didn't fare that well. Jeremy Bonderman.
Kind of started the attitude of what was going to happen tonight with the first pitch of the game, if you think about it.
The 2-2. Nub slowly up the third baseline, fielded by Pena, and he stuffs on the bag for the second out.
A nice pitch by Robertson, going with the curveball, but most importantly keeping it on the outside part of the plate. You don't want to give that lefty that one swing down and in, so he throws a backdoor curveball and a weak little off the end of the bat. Thinking about the possibility of a double play here, but Pena does a smart thing. Let's take the out at third.
There's Don Kelly. Home run and a bunt single, 2-run home run. The pitch inside.
Robertson's looking at the scoreboard like, what, that ball just right there?
The 1-0. 2-0. And the pitch. Fastball strike.
Take a look back in the 5th inning. Dustin Mosley threw a little curveball. It was pretty much middle, maybe a little bit in. Kelly picks up his 3rd home run of the year. A good fastball right there from Robertson, a 2-0 count. Kelly couldn't even pull the trigger. It tells you how much life he has on that fastball.
Check swing. Yes, he did go, said Bill Miller. Jim Leyland is really flirting with getting thrown out of the game.
Flash, I think you're right. I think Leyland's got these guys handcuffed.
Yeah.
I think he can do whatever he wants at this point.
2-2. Slice foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Yankees up by 4. Bottom or top of the 8th. The pitch. Slow roller fielded by Robertson. What a nice job by Robertson. Comes in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Gives up a sac fly, but escapes without further damage. 1 run, 2 men left. 9-5 Yanks.
The 2009 New York Yankees.
W.B. Mason. Hey, after the final, I'll keep you there on Yes for the W.B. Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz and Kimberly Jones recap all the action from this game and also take a look at the playoff race around the majors. Plus, Joe Girardi will give his postgame reaction. That's all coming up after the final out, only on Yes. While you were away during the commercial, Jim Leyland talked with Eric Cooper the entire time. Didn't get really heated, but it was animated, and then retreated back to the dugout. And Gardner leads off and takes a pitch outside. 1-0. And this was what was happening the entire time you were watching commercials. And that was the intensity pretty much the entire time. Talking fast and making a point.
You know, if you're Jim Leyland, you've got a point. I mean, you warned the guy in the 1st inning. You've got a guy who's your slugger, hit us a couple home runs. He gets hit right in the back, whether it's intentional or unintentional, which I don't think it was. You've got a gripe. Throw him out and it's over with.
Count 1-2 on Gardner. It all started with Gardner getting plunked in the right leg. First pitch of the bottom of the 1st inning. Strike 3. Gardner down looking. So Enrique Gonzalez starts off with a strikeout. Mariano getting ready. And that's going to bring up Derek Jeter. Derek 0 for 4 tonight with 3 ground balls and a strikeout.
I played with Mac. That's Lloyd McClendon over there, and you know, he can go off too. But again, I mean, it's they've got a point, and it's, you know, if you're an umpire and you're going to warn, you know, you've got to keep that warning throughout the whole game.
And he throws behind Jeter. And now how do you not throw him out? So now Joe Girardi has an argument. You've just warned teams. That was obviously on purpose. And you don't throw that pitcher out. Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Eric Cooper's in a mess now. He doesn't know what to do.
He's lost control is what he's done.
Know what he's doing.
You throw behind the Yankee captain after Cabrera got hit, and you don't throw the guy out. That renders the warning a completely foolish thing that you did in the 1st inning. Made no sense. It was totally benign.
Gonzalez goes with a little cutter away. Sometimes you set up a pitch away to go back in the next time. We'll see. Bad feeling, Paul. You walk up there and you don't know what's going on here.
I mean, nobody wants to hit in this situation, but you know, this situation was not brought on by the teams. It was brought on by Eric Cooper in the first inning, and that's the problem with what's going on with these umpires and these warnings right now.
And there's a walk to Jeter. Now, we're not sure if Leland has been thrown out. We did not see him get the thumb, but he is not in the dugout. Now we're told that he was thrown out. So he is in the tunnel right now, probably, and there's a little video room just off to the side. He's probably watching there, and he was tossed out. So, and that was for all the arguing, not because they threw behind Jeter. That was done during the half inning. Here's Teixeira. Count 1-0.
What do you think Mark Teixeira is thinking here? You know what? I'm a first baseman.
Yeah, that's what
Cabrera's a first baseman. I hit a home run.
About Jeter is, I mean, you would think that the target would be on Teixeira's back, but you know, you have an opportunity, you missed, and you have to go on with it. I mean, you know what happened, but again, it wasn't handled the right way. It's kind of taken away from a good offensive night from the Yankees.
The 1-1. Jumps up and hits Teixeira. Now we do, looking back at the tape, this is when Leland was thrown out, and it was before, it was right at the end of the last half inning. Cooper had hurt enough. He finally tosses him, and that's when Leland came out and had the entire half inning talking with Cooper. So the manager is gone. Count 2-2. John, I think you said it best in the first inning. In the old days, the players would patrol it and we wouldn't be in this situation. And Leland wouldn't be angry, as he's rightfully angry. And he wouldn't be thrown out. And the count 3-2. So Jeter leads off first, 3-2 count on Teixeira. Yankees lead 9-5. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Jeter goes, and the pitch is inside, and Teixeira walks. So Teixeira's been on base all 5 times. He's gotten everything: a home run, a double, a single, a walk. He reached on an error. The only thing he doesn't have is a triple. Now, I'm very anxious to hear if Eric Cooper has an explanation. As now the pitching coach is going to go out and talk with Gonzalez. And what I mean by that, you warn after Gardner got hit. Then after 2 home runs, Godin hits, whether on purpose or not, he hits the star of the Tigers. After the warning, you don't throw him out. Then the Tigers throw behind the captain of the Yankees, obviously on purpose, and they don't get thrown out. So what, did they get a free peg on the Yankees because they made a mistake not throwing out Godin? So how does Eric Cooper explain that? Yeah, I made a mistake, so I let him throw at the Yankees off for free. Can't wait.
Well, that's the problem. He won't have to answer to it. He'll go in his room. He'll get in his street clothes. He'll get out of here, and they don't have to talk about it. The big difference between the umpires and the players. The players have to go in there and say why I struck out and lost the game. You have to answer to it.
Now, they do answer to some questions. They let a pool reporter ask the questions, and it's usually the crew chief, which happens to be Eric Cooper. Now, they don't have to do it if they don't want to. Let's see if they decide to explain themselves. Knapp on the phone to the bullpen, the 1-0.
You see every hitter that goes up there now, every inside pitch, you're thinking, God, is this guy just can't do it, or is he trying to throw in? You're just wondering as a hitter, you know, is it me? Is it the next guy?
You're on your heels.
And Gonzalez has lost the plate in the count 3-0.
Tell you what, these last 2 innings with the pitching changes and what's going on here has really slowed this game down. We're on that 4-hour pace again.
This is not on purpose. This is a guy who has no idea where the ball's going right now. Boston leads the Angels 7-5, bottom of the 8th. So the bases are loaded for Nick Swisher.
Don't know, Flash. It looks like a guy just really can't pull the trigger, to tell you the truth.
A lot of inside foul. You see Robinson Cano, his reaction. He's thinking there's maybe some intent there. You know, probably the most comfortable hitter this inning now will be Nick Swisher, thinking the base is loaded. Well, they're probably not going to do anything here. Looking for a good pitch to hit.
We detailed earlier how great the Yankees have been with the bases loaded this year. There's a ground ball to Cabrera, and he's going to fire home, and they will get Jeter in a rundown. He goes to third, and Avila will tag both.
See if they get this one right.
Looks like they did. So a double play, and you score it 3-2. So the Yankees don't score. 3 walks. They leave 2. And now it's up to Mariano Rivera to restore order in the 9th.
So basically, during the Honda clearance event, you can save on the versatile CR-V or the Odyssey or the rugged Ridgeline.
I'm pretty rugged.
I'm sorry. Would you just excuse me for a minute?
What do you think?
I mean, there's so many good options.
I know. Well,
These offers are the only thing from Honda that won't last.
Sorry about that. Now, where were we?
Welcome back, students. The school has a rich tradition in the sporting arena, a tradition that was frankly not upheld last year, so we've made some changes in the faculty. Enjoy.
All right, pop quiz, guys. It's called What Did I Do This Summer? You know what practice makes? Perfect. Close. Makes me, and it can make you. Feet up. Down. Lace up. Down. I know it sucks more than training. Losing. You know it sucks more than losing? Nothing. Nothing.
Knees up.
You know when training for trial starts? Summer. You know what that means? Better be ready.
Who's been eating hummus?
Oh, man, we got some work to do. Y'all look out of shape.
Did I say stop? Did you hear me say stop? Did I say stop?
Any questions? Class dismissed.
Your flagship station for New York sports is The Fan. Boomer and Carton mornings 6 to 10. Beningo and Roberts middays 10 to 1. Mic'd Up with Mike Francesa afternoons 1 to 6:30. Plus Mets baseball and Giants football. That's Sports Radio 66 WFAN, New York's #1 sports station.
This Friday, don't miss a new Forbes Sports Money presented by Fox Business Network for its State of Sports special. Sports business executives Randy Levine, Jerry Jones, Jonathan Kraft, and Sal Galantiotto break down the business behind their respective brands and delve into the future. It's all new Friday at 11, and it's only on Yes. Mariano Rivera comes on.
That's a welcome sight. When Mo comes on, you don't have 20-minute innings. That's one way to look at it, huh, Flag?
Well, I'm sure the Yankees a little disappointed Mariano's in this game, though. And a nice lead going into the 8th inning. Now he's got to work in the 9th.
And Mariano also works 2 straight days that aren't save situations. And there's a strike.
And you wonder about a day game after a night game tomorrow.
Austin Jackson 2 for 4 tonight. Swing and a miss.
Man, how much can you talk about it? Mo comes in, he throws strikes, nobody can hit him. I mean, what a job, right?
The 0-2. 1-2.
Big cutter right there from Mariano.
He really extended on that pitch and got that extra. Instead of the 6-inch break, you get the 12-inch break on that one.
Just missed with that one.
You know, it's really amazing. If you're watching, Joe Girardi told me an interesting thing years ago, that you have to really watch and be careful where you set up with Mo, because he hits the glove. And if you see that last pitch, it was up and in. I mean, the glove doesn't even move.
The bat moved as Austin Jackson strikes out.
Again, I mean, if you set up out over the plate, he'll throw it out over the plate. This ball right here, right on the outside corner. Austin Jackson had just been set up with a ball up and in.
There's Santiago.
You know, Paul, you talk about hitting the glove. He's so easy to catch. You almost have to guard against getting too relaxed back there, because he always hits the glove.
Or overthinking too, because I mean, he could come in an inning and throw 9, 12, 15 cutters in a row and be successful. And every once in a while you get a right-handed hitter and you think, well, I better run a 2-seamer in on him, and it's ouch.
Shattered bat. Ground ball to Cano. And the Tigers down to their final out.
Well, this is a typical Mo cutter in on a left-hander's hand. Broken bat. Not much you could do. The only way you can hit that ball hard is to pull it foul over the dugout. There's no way to really hit that good cutter as a left-hander and keep it fair and hit it hard.
Here's Ryan Rayburn. Count 1-0. Yankees looking to take the second game out of the first 3 of this 4-game set. You lose the first game of a 4-game set, it's awfully hard to win the series. But the Yankees will have a chance tomorrow behind Phil Hughes if they hold on here. Right in on the hands, 1-1.
Seen this a lot lately from Mariano against the right-handers. A lot of 2-seamers that are running in on their hands. There used to be a time where the right-handers actually had an advantage. He seems to have made an adjustment where that's not the case anymore. At least you don't feel that way.
You know where he made that adjustment is there was one guy back with Seattle that he could not get out.
Edgar Martinez.
Edgar Martinez would just wear him out. It was the only guy I ever saw hit him hard, and he learned to throw that 2-seamer in, and it's been years to get it to the point where he has pinpoint control with it now. But that was the start of that 2-seamer.
46,479. Many of them, most of them on their feet, looking for strike 3 from Rivera. Just missed. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yankees up by 4, 9-5. Mariano poised to throw his 12th pitch of the night. Looped into center field. Granderson makes the play, and the Yankees win 9-5. So Mariano comes on and restores order And the Tigers lose their second straight to the Yankees, this one by a score of 9-5. A home run by Curtis Granderson, and the Yankee win coupled with the Tampa Bay win means the Yankees are still tied for first place in the American League East, and the Red Sox game still going on at Fenway. They lead the Angels. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. 6 home runs in this game. Miguel Cabrera with 2, Don Kelly with 1, and for the Yankees, Teixeira and Cano back-to-back in the first inning, and then Granderson a solo shot in the 5th inning. The winner for the Yankees, Dustin Mosley, and the Yankees had to use 6 relievers as Mosley went 5 innings. Now it's time now to go down to Kimberly Jones, who is with Curtis Granderson. Kimberly?
Thanks, Michael. Curtis, the last 2 nights, it seems like the offense got back on track as a group. To what do you attribute that?
You know, I think just baseball in general, getting a chance to go back out there day in and day out and having a chance to rebound back from it. Still got a long way to go. Want to try to get everybody going. It's easier said than done, but running up against good pitching and makes it a little bit difficult to go out there and get to where you want to as an offense.
Listen to these numbers, Curtis. Since you debuted your new and improved swing in Kansas City, hitting .346, 5 extra base hits, including 3 home runs, 4 RBIs. Is that swing second nature to you now?
No, not necessarily that point. I'm still working on it. There's still a couple times where I'm reverting back to my old style and trying to go ahead and finalize some things, and Kevin Long and myself are still talking about it. So it's still got some things we got to tweak out, but, you know, again, the main thing is just each day getting closer and closer to where we want to be.
Well, lately you don't need to tweak that home run swing. Does a home run on back-to-back nights against your former team, is that a little sweeter?
No, I mean, home runs at any time are always good, and victories are the big thing. You know, coming out with big wins here. Now we're ahead in this series, but tomorrow's a very big day. We got to try to win this series. Splitting the series is going to be tough, so we got to go out there tomorrow. Porcello's been a great pitcher. I've seen him do a lot of great things being behind him. It's going to be tough battle on player against him offensively, but tomorrow is kind of one of those must-win games. You know, you want to win the series.
Curtis, we all saw it. Gardner hit at the beginning of the game. Cabrera hit later. Things got a little chippy. You know both sides pretty well here. What did you see?
Hey, just exactly what you said. You know, one guy got hit, another guy got hit, and then everybody continued to go back to playing baseball, and that was it. You know, tomorrow's going to be another great day, and guys are going to be ready to go out there and try to do the best they can to win.
I got to ask you as we let you go about Hope Week. This is your first go-round with it. I know you were with Mo Kamara today. Great day at the New York Stock Exchange, City Hall, the UN. What does Hope Week mean to this team, especially when you also come and play a baseball game at night, the perspective it provides?
I think the big thing is showing people out there, no matter what situation you come from, background, fortune or misfortune, that anything is possible as long as you continue to work hard. And it's case in point today with Muhammad coming over here at a very young age, working hard for him and his family, getting himself a partial scholarship to go out and further his education. His sister being very instrumental in that, and such support from his family. Great individual, and you know, him bringing us some luck today and getting a victory.
It's the American dream. Curtis, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Michael.
Thank you, Curtis, and thank you, Kimberly, as well. So Muhammad Kamara on the field congratulating the Yankees as the Yankees continue Hope Week. He's wearing Mariano's number. Mo saved it, and Mo is also the hero of the night.